Okay, my apologies for taking so goddamn long to get this ready. Um, see, what had happened was, let me just close out these millions of tabs I have here. Well, actually, before we get started, how does the audio sound on this? Does it sound better than last time? Because I'm using a different mic in my. I used to use the microphone in this camera down here, but now I'm using it on my new Logitech webcam that I'm using to show you this video. So I just wanted to know, um, how's it sound? Because last time it sounded a little quiet, um, and that kind of ruined the opening skit of the last um, live stream where I did the whole, state of the channel thing. So I don't see a lot of comments about the sound. Need your help here, guys. Does it sound better or does it sound worse? You're my liaisons here. But while I wait for you all to answer that, I had the wrong stream key in OBS. I don't know where I was streaming to, but I had my old stream key in there. If you don't know anything about YouTube live streams, if you want to stream from a third-party source, like not from Google Hangouts, um, you can you just need the stream key. You can get it from your YouTube settings, and apparently mine changed, so had to change the stream key. But we're good now. It's all good. Sounds like okay. All the comments are saying the sound is okay. Here, let's do a quick. So this is the Logitech C90, I think is what it is. It's the 1080p webcam version of Logitech's webcam. So let's change the microphone and see which one sounds better. The first one or this one? Does this one sound better or does it sound worse? This is why I hate latency in these live streams because it takes forever for people to actually answer the questions that you say in the stream. So just I got one that says it sounds better. Sounds less ambient. Hang on. Sounds less ambient. YouTube settings and apparently mine changed. I don't see a lot of comments about the sound. All right, I just looked at the. I just checked the stream itself, and really they both sound similar. I think it's just OBS itself, or maybe these. They're not microphones; they're webcams. So whatever. I don't have an actual like mic going through. Actually, we do have a third option, which is this option here, which probably sounds terrible. This is the microphone that's built into the computer, which doesn't sound good at all. This is the mic. Yeah, that sounds horrible. We're not doing that. So we'll go back to the C270 just because it's what I'm used to, and if I need to get up close and personal, I can like this. So, um, here we go. This is March's stream. Well, I don't care what you like, Sir Glossric of Terms. We're not going with Mike 3 because Mike 3 sucks. So I see there's a lot of people in late chat here. We didn't have to wait too long to get people in the stream because of my stream key, but nothing can ever go right the first time around. There's always going to be something wrong. A lot of people saying hello, 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 hello. Will said the N-word. So I see there's a comment in here that's asking, what's up with the name of the stream? And the name of the stream is The Death of Physical Media, question mark? And we will talk about that later, but that is really... Okay, Frederick Hayes, you want to be that way? Putting you in timeout. And you too, Sir Glossaric of Term. Stop telling me to do mic 3. Sorry, you come on here and try to tell me to do stuff. I'm putting you in timeout. Sorry. Not in the mood for that today. So I saw somebody say earlier, why is the title of this stream The Death of Physical Media question emoji? We'll talk about that later. That's really what I want to discuss primarily in this live stream because of some news that came out a few weeks ago. I wanted to do this stream at the start of March when this news was more relevant, but I couldn't. I was too busy. But now I'm on my spring break for college, which is kind of not a spring break per se because all my classes are online, so it's not like I would have had to go to the campus anyway. But it is my spring break, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing a polo and not a superhero shirt or like a regular T-shirt or anything, but I'm wearing it because I actually went to a funeral today. My great aunt on my father's side passed away a few days ago, so her funeral was today. If you want to leave your condolences, that's fine. I didn't know her that well. We weren't really close. She was kind of crazy towards the end, so I got out of work for that, so that was cool. Rest in peace, Aunt Doris. But that's why I'm not wearing something more outlandish. It looks black, and that's because of the lighting in here. It's actually burgundy. So see a lot of comments here about home media reviews, and don't worry, I will do comment questions and such. But the main topic I want to discuss here in the stream is, of course, physical media, the death of that. We're going to watch a few videos about the eventual death of physical media. So quit spamming this in the chat. I'm just going to put you in timeout if you put this in the chat. Call 911 for free iPhone X Max. Put that in the chat. I'm putting you in timeout. I'm not in the mood for this tonight, guys. I'm serious. Anyway, I don't want to sound like I'm pissed off or anything. It really pisses me off when people put spam like that in the chat. Anyway, we're going to talk about the death of physical media. I'm going to review Captain Marvel, which I've already reviewed on my Instagram, but you guys don't know what that is because it's private. But I did see Captain Marvel. We're, of course, going to do the famous segment, Things That I Have That You Don't. And we do have a graphic for that. I said in the last stream, if I didn't have a graphic for it, you guys could beat me up. But you know what? We have a graphic, so fight me on that. Fight me like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is going to do when I challenged her to a boxing match. And of course, there'll probably be some politics thrown in here. There'll probably be a religious thing thrown in here. That's usually what I do. I usually end up giving a testimony by the end of the stream, which I'm totally fine with because I can spread the word of God through this platform. So why not? But anyway, and of course we're going to talk about future video plans for the channel because it seems like I always do that in every single stream. So I'm just going to skim the chat here and see if there are any questions I can answer for you peeps. It's been a long time since I've actually been on the channel. I think the last time I posted anything on the channel was in February. I've pretty much taken all of March off for the most part. I post on my community tab every once in a while because I think that feature is kind of cool. Since you show stuff in these streams, I'm going to say 3 things in this stream and you're going to love me for one of them. Bet. Bet, Gum Robber. Let's see if I love you for it. But wait for that segment, though. Wait for that segment. Will said the N word, but he's a cool guy. Say Reagan. Yeah, Reagan. I ain't saying that backwards, though. Hang on, I saw, where is it? Here it is. Andrew Plays number 3 asks, is the home media review series canceled? I don't know if you mean Thomas and Friends home media reviews, because that's not canceled. It had an ending. I mean, it's over because there's nothing else in the U.S. to cover. Um, that's that series is like indefinitely over for now. Um, but if you're talking about just regular home media reviews, then no, that's not canceled. That's an active production. Thomas Fan 03 says, so Mattel announced that Thomas is going to Italy in season 23 with Kevin, Jack in the Pack, and along with the Steam team. I don't care. I don't care about Thomas. WMGI Industries Productions asks, are you still going to continue home media reviews on Monday? When I come back from my hiatus, yes. Like I said, home media reviews itself is in active production currently. It's not finished yet, but it's in active production. Andrew Plays 3 also asks, what's physical media? I don't know why I would have to explain that, but physical media is anything that it's like a DVD or a Blu-ray or anything that's physical that you get enjoyment from, like a CD, DVD, Blu-ray, video game, anything like that. Anything that's physical that you can hold in your hands, that's physical media. Like even books count as physical media. I just pointed at a book over there that I'm reading for my history course. Anything that's physical, like that gives you enjoyment, that's media or entertainment, that's physical media. It's pretty self-explanatory what it is. Aaron Vasquez, I recognize you, bro. Have you started listening to Sardana Cast with Your Movie Sucks, I Hate Everything, and Ralph the Movie Maker? I've never listened to it, and I don't have any plans to. Hmm. Um, I was just reading chat really very adamantly. Dolphin Dude 1 asks, Avatar or Titanic? Well, they're both not very good. They're both giant box office successes that probably shouldn't have been. But if I had to watch another one again, I'd probably watch Avatar again because Titanic made me want to die. I'm just not a love story kind of dude, so. And Avatar had some cool visual effects. It's still not good. I don't really enjoy it, but I would watch it again over Titanic. Aaron Place says, "Oh, okay, I can see why it's dying because of Netflix and on demand." Yeah, that's part of it, Andrew. There's so many more. Um, there's so many more aspects to physical media going away. It's not just one thing um, is killing it. It's multiple things. Dolphin Dude also asks, have you seen Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, Casino, and Sausage Party? I've seen Goodfellas. I think that's really good. Wolf of Wall Street was awesome. Have not seen Casino. Um, I have seen Sausage Party. I watched that years ago on Netflix. I thought it was hilarious. JP Brennan, I don't know what that means, but can you not put random things in the chat? Can you actually contribute to the discussion? Aaron Vasquez also says, I'm still waiting for certain movies to be made, like a Gorzilla movie, the one with J.K. Simmons. Gorzilla, never heard of that. Gorillas? Gorillas? Gorillas! Gorzilla, no, not Gorzilla. Gorillas movie. I have no idea what that is. I assume that's a movie about evil gorillas. A movie about J. Jonah Jameson as Jake. A movie about J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson would be hilarious. And a movie about you. Oh, I'm so flattered, Aaron, but a movie about me would be incredibly boring. Did you see Sonic's final design for the Sonic movie? They look horrifying, says Dog Dude. I think I saw that, but I don't know. I don't care about the Sonic movie. I know Ron Dog cares about the Sonic movie, but I don't because eh, it don't look very good. And video game movies historically are horrible. Unless you're Scott Pilgrim versus the World, in which case you're not technically a video game movie, but you're like a video game movie, or your movie is like a video game. Do you like Django Unchained? Yeah. For fuck's sake, stop commenting this. This is the same guy I'm thinking that is just making spam accounts. Quit. What's the best DiCaprio performance to you? I'd have to think on that one for a while. I haven't really seen him in a lot, come to think of it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a mulligan on that question. I don't know what my best uh what his what his best performance to me is at least. Think of gorillas like a band, a virtual band. Oh, okay. Interesting. Again, never heard of them, but they sound intriguing. For God's sake, stop commenting this. Sorry, it's just the same. It's either multiple people or the same person keeps making spam accounts to comment. Please dial 911 for a free iPhone XS Max. Stop commenting that. It's pissing me off. Quit. You're not contributing to this stream chat in any way, shape, or form. Stop. I'm sorry, Star Gaming 205. I accidentally muted you. I'm sorry about that, dude. I was trying to mute the guy above you because he was posting spam stuff. Um, but Star Gaming 205 asked, why wasn't there a Secret Santa last year? Well, there's multiple reasons for that. Reasons I will not get into here because of personal reasons, and I don't want to disclose any information that shouldn't be disclosed. I'll just say that the Secret Santa got canceled because of multiple reasons, reasons that I know of and reasons I don't know of. So it was going to happen and then it got canceled. So that's really all I can tell you. Will there still be supplemental episodes for Thomas and Friends HMR? That comes from Andrew Plays 3. You know what, Andrew? I was thinking about this the other day, and I have ideas um, for supplementals. I have extra stuff that I can talk about on that show. It's just I don't have the time right now to do anything with it. but I will say there will be supplementals at some point in the year. I'm not promising any regular HMRs because we don't have anything new to cover, but supplementals, yes. Did you know Google Plus is shutting down for good? That already happened. They're done. I know Google Hangouts is shutting down soon, so no one will be able to stream through that anymore. Okay, why is this out of focus? Come on. Come on. I'm right here. Okay. Hang on. Oh, sure, I get up, then you want to refocus. God, don't you just love technology? Okay, so, oh, hang on, I got some messages here. Yes, this is a high quality stream. Watch Lego Lover answer Snapchat. Very high quality. So, anyway, and before we move on to something else, Dog Dude says, "Did you know Reggie is leaving Nintendo?" I knew that. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not a big Nintendo guy. I don't follow their stuff or anything, so it sucked. I guess it sucks for those big Nintendo fans that Reggie's leaving. I know he was a really big influencer on the Nintendo company and such. I hear he was pretty good though, so he will be sorely missed, I guess. Not by me, because I don't know him, but anyway. I was gonna look up my Captain Marvel review because I'm basically going to read that verbatim to you for this segment of the live stream. This is the live stream where I'm going to review Captain Marvel. Yeehaw. So don't. You can comment questions, but I'm not going to answer them immediately. But if you want to comment them, and we can take a look at them in the next segment where I answer questions, then sure, you can do that. But I'm not going to answer them right away. So, um, and if you're wondering, I was showing this other camera down. I'm stupid. There's what it looks like in my phone when I write these things. So, um, Captain Marvel is the latest installment in the ever-growing Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just like Black Panther last year, it's one of those movies that I like to call stepping stones. The movies you have to get past in order to get to the larger picture. Infinity War last year, and now Endgame this year. Captain Mar and Captain Marvel has some pretty substantial controversy surrounding it due to some comments by Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson. While I don't like while I don't like what she said in any way, shape, or form, you can Google it. I'm not going to judge her performance based on her political opinions or anything like that. She's very vocal about how she feels, much like I am on my Twitter. Now then, let's actually talk about Captain Marvel. I was a pretty big fan of it, despite um, not really being too excited for it beforehand. But Captain Marvel is a really solid Marvel film. As with all of these films, the humor is really at the forefront, and with Captain Marvel, it's pretty good in some parts, although there were a few parts, much more than most, where I was not too enthused by the jokes. I'm just, eh. Some of them were a little too, not really kiddie, but not really. toward my state of being. Um, this one's not that strong with the comedy, but it's by no means bad. Um, the main character, as portrayed by Brie Larson, was pretty good throughout most of the film. There were a few scenes where she looked a little bit out of it and like she didn't want to be there, and like some white male told her to screw off or something. But for the most part, she did good for her role. She's way more confident and quippy than she comes off in the trailers. Um, the other characters are good as well. Nick Fury is even snarkier in this incarnation as he's younger. And wow, that CGI on Fury's face and to an extent Coulson's face looks amazing. I mean, it's wonderful. We have come a long way from Ant-Man and Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. I mean, it's amazing. Yon-Rogg was portrayed by Drew Law, and he was also pretty good. He was kind of one note, but he acted fine with the stuff he was given to act with. Rest of the Kree task force, kind of meh. None of them were really fleshed out that much. I didn't care about any of them. They were all pretty obscured compared to Yon-Rogg. I think it's pronounced Talos, not Talos. That's Ben Mendelsohn's character. He's the main Skrull. I'm going to say Talos because I think that's how they say it in the movie. I thought Captain Marvel's name was Vers, not Veers. Because her last name is Carol Danvers, and they just called her Vers because they find her little um, what do they call them, dog tags from her military flight days, and it's broken, so it just says VER. So I thought it was pronounced Ver, but no, it's pronounced Veers. So it's Talos and not Talos. So Talos, the main Skrull, was portrayed by Ben Mendelsohn. He was pretty good. He was actually really awesome, actually, from what I remember. Um, I really felt for his struggle, and he was one of the better Marvel villains. The story is a pretty stock standard origin story. It felt pretty Marvel Phase 1 in that aspect. The action scenes were all good as per usual, though I felt some of the shaky cam was a little bit too much, and a lot of the fight scenes are pretty much obscured in muddy colors. It some of the action scenes looked like the start of Solo and just how dark they were. It was kind of hard to tell what was going on. My main issue with this film is not the fact that the humor doesn't really work, or some of it doesn't work, or how some of the action you can't really see. It's how the movie doesn't feel all that essential. Like I said previously, it's a stepping stone film, and this one really feels like that. Not so much as Black Panther did, since this one adds context to the greater Marvel universe. Man, after seeing this, I just really want to see Endgame, like really bad. I mean, Marvel intended for this to be Captain Marvel's introduction to audiences in the MCU, but it just, I don't know. I think it was the wrong choice to put out Captain Marvel before Endgame. It makes this movie feel like a hurdle to get past, just something to fly by, and then you see Endgame. Maybe I'll feel differently about Captain Marvel once I've seen Endgame and cannot have to worry about pissing my pants in the theater while watching that presumed masterpiece. Overall, I enjoyed Captain Marvel. It's a fun film with some good characters, great CGI, and decent action. I do recommend that you see it. It's not one of the best MCU films. It's pretty good. I'd say it's on level with, an Ant-Man or a Doctor Strange in that aspect. It's definitely not a Thor 2 or an Incredible Hulk. It's not that bad. But man, can we hit the fast forward button to April 26th? Like, I want to see Endgame now more than ever after seeing Captain Marvel and after seeing its end credit stingers. I want to see that now more than ever. So that was pretty much the gist of my review for sorry, another Snapchat question to answer from a friend of mine. So that's it for the my Captain Marvel review. I enjoyed it for the most part. I just feel that the choice to put this before Avengers 4 doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Um, and even at that, I don't know, do I like this more than Ant-Man and the Wasp? I really like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that's a better film than the first Ant-Man. Um, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I know that whenever I watch, like, do a full MCU rewatch, like I'm doing right now, I'm on Captain America, the first Avenger right now. After Avengers 4 comes out, I will be watching Infinity War and Endgame back to back. I won't split it up with Captain Marvel and Ant Man and the Wasp. Those aren't getting split up with that. And I feel that that's a better way to view the films and a better way to release them. But that's just my opinion. But overall, Captain Marvel was a really good film. Like I said, I don't agree with what Brie Larson said about white men being on her press tour and how she didn't want her press tour to be too overly white and male. That just rubs me the wrong way, being a white male myself. But you know what? She wants to voice her opinions on that stuff. She's legally allowed to. Go right ahead. She's legally allowed to be an idiot. that's that's my opinion on that. She's she's basically equivalent to me. I can say my opinions on my Twitter, which I do very often. She can say hers in interviews and whatever she wants. You know, it's a free country, and I'm freely allowed to call her an idiot. So now we're gonna take a look at chat. Star Gaming 205 says, "Are you looking forward to the Detective Pikachu movie?" Yes, best movie of 2019. Calling it now. Dolphin Dude One asks, "Tell me your thoughts of all the Indiana Jones films. All of them. Okay. Raiders is fantastic. Temple of Doom's pretty alright. Last Crusade is also fantastic. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull sucks butt. Is that what you wanted? Those are my thoughts on those. Andrew Plays 3 says 2019 home media reviews. 2029 home streaming reviews. Yeah, that's what's coming, man. Probably. Do you get paid off by YouTube? Do you mean do I get paid by YouTube? Because yeah, technically, I make money off of this. Not a lot, but I make money off of it. But do I get paid off by them to talk about certain things? No. YouTube has no idea I exist. Aaron Vasquez says he wasn't too intrigued by it. Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that, Aaron. I wasn't too intrigued by it either. I didn't think the trailers looked very good until I think it was the third theatrical trailer that really won me over in a way. Mm, water, very refreshing. So do you like Star Wars? Yes, I do. Andrew Plays 3. I love Star Wars. I'm staring at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Star Wars Black Series 6-inch figures that are surrounding me right now. Well, actually 16. I forgot the two that are right here. Um, I'd show you them. Wait, 17. There's a First Order Stormtrooper hiding behind that pop up there. Maybe I'll show you those later. Um, but I'm looking at them all right now, and yeah, I like Star Wars. I saw Fast and Furious 2 with my friends and thought it was fine, and why do you hate it? Fast and Furious 2? You mean Too Fast, Too Furious. I hate it because it's stupid. It's so moronically stupid. Doesn't make
any sense whatsoever. And also Tyrese Gibson and Paul Walker are horrible performers in that film. I hate everything about that. One of the worst films I've seen in my life. Vasquez also says, also I'm not going to be a little bitch about it and say Marvel is dead to me now, just like Star Wars. Yeah, I don't. The people who say like, oh, Lucasfilm destroyed my childhood with the Last Jedi interpretation of Luke Skywalker. I'm sad about it. Look, you can not agree with the interpretation of Luke Skywalker all you want, but going as far as to say that Lucasfilm killed your childhood, nah, that's not how that works. You still have those original three films where Luke is your hero, all right? This is just what Disney wanted to do with the franchise, and I agreed with it. I like The Last Jedi. I like the interpretation of Luke in The Last Jedi. Sue me. But I also agree with you on the point of saying that Marvel's dead because Captain Marvel said that white men are bad. Well, no, that's not true either. Is it good that Google Plus is getting shut down? I mean, nobody used it, so why why would it still be up? You want to see Endgame now? I want to see Toy Story 4 now. Yeah, Gum Rubber, I want to see Endgame now. If I had a time machine, I would go forward and watch Endgame right now, multiple times. WMGI, I answered that before. No, there's no new home media rev- review coming out on Monday until I come back from my hiatus. My hiatus is still going on. Cable Tunes wants to know what my favorite Disney movie is. Marvel's Disney, so no, I'm kidding. I think he means like classic Disney animated film. Probably The Lion King. I think that movie's really good. It's a little bit rushed, but it's pretty awesome. All right, so pretty much caught up on chat questions here, which means it's time for the ultra famous segment, things that I have that you don't. I told you there'd be a graphic. Not a very good one, at least in my opinion. I threw this together once at my buddy Isaac's house, but things that I have that you don't. The segment of every single live stream where I brag about the things that I have that you don't. And you guys take it like champs. So, I have a very small stack over here next to my dwindling bottle of Fanta. Yes, I keep multiple beverages around. Maybe I want a Fanta sip, or maybe I want a water sip. Maybe I want both of them at once. I'm kidding, I'm not going to do that. But now I do want a water sip. There we go. So, um, I'll show that later. Hang on. So, to begin, these are in a rough chronological order. Not really, though. You guys know me. I don't do these really in chronological order. So, the first thing I have here I picked up at the beginning of March. This is the 4K Steelbook of Captain America, the First Avenger. It's getting really hard to show on camera here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Captain America, the First Avenger got a 4K release. Kind of interesting that this got a 4K release. You'd think something else like, I don't know, Iron Man would get a 4K, but there's your artwork on the inside and your discs. But no, First Avenger did. Kind of a middling Marvel film. This is the one I'm on in my MCU rewatch. I just rewatched Thor on Sunday, I believe, and that I think the first Thor is underrated. Not a lot of people talk about that, but I haven't watched this in 4K yet. I want to though. If this looks at if this looks half as good as Avengers and Age of Ultron, then I'll be fine. I'll be okay. But also releasing the same day as Captain America on 4K, we also got Ralph Breaks the Internet on 4K, and I didn't get the steelbook because I didn't like the look of it. I much prefer this poster art here. And I liked Ralph Breaks the Internet. I don't think it's better than the first one. However, it did have a message that really resonated with me, especially at the time when I saw this film. And I feel that it has a special place in this area where the doctor says my heart is. It has a special place there, just because of that situation I was going through when this film came out. Its message resonated with me then. This next one requires some explanation. It is, I think this came out. This came out the same day as Ralph Breaks the Internet and Captain America on 4K, but I didn't pick it up then. I think I picked it up a week or two later. It's a Disney animated film, but not one you'd expect to be owned by me. It's The Little Mermaid. I haven't seen this, and I really had no interest to see it, but I guess I'll say her name on stream. She's probably never going to make an appearance on the channel, but I was Snapchatting my friend Sarah after I think it was after I saw the Lego Movie 2 with the boys from the Automated Nerds channel. We went out to see the Lego Movie 2, which was pretty good, by the way. Everything was still awesome, kind of. But I was snapping Sarah, and I know she loves this film. So I snapped her a picture of it and said, should I buy or shouldn't I buy? And of course, she sent me back, 100% you should buy. I was like, should I not? I ended up buying it, though. I didn't get the 4K. I didn't feel I needed the 4K for Little Mermaid, so. Congratulations, Sarah. You officially made me buy something. If you ever see this live stream. Next up is something I was very proud to buy and to own, Creed 2. Haven't watched this yet on 4K, but I did see it in theaters. I thought this movie was fantastic. Made me actually feel some emotion. The disc artwork doesn't, though. The disc artwork is pretty basic, as with a lot of Warner Brothers and MGM releases. Also, the poster's not really that dynamic. It's just kind of Adonis versus Victor Drago. I almost said Victor Creed. No, Victor Drago. I think that's his name. I don't know. We're going to say Victor Drago and then Ivan Drago versus Rocky there. So, not a very dynamic poster, but a very, very good film. All right, so last in the film department, I have my Target exclusive version of the Force Awakens Blu-ray here just to show you the difference between this and the new version of Force Awakens I picked up off eBay. I ended up getting the 3D version of Star Wars The Force Awakens, mainly because I wanted a version of the film in a actual like package, because the Target exclusive one is in this weird cardboard package that doesn't really fit on a shelf too well. I'm glad I have it, and it's in good shape because the Target exclusive version of Force Awakens isn't found very often. But the 3D version, I really like how it looks. Nowhere near as thick and sturdy as I thought it would be, but it's a nice package. And there are your discs in there with your artwork behind it. Thing that's cool about it too is this version of the Blu-ray here has a audio commentary on it. So whenever I take my vacation to California, or not California, God no, I never go to California. I wouldn't want to be infected by liberalism. Whenever I take my trip to Colorado in May, I will be taking that with me to listen to the audio commentary for this, because I'm a big nerd like that. But it's also cool to have the Target exclusive version on hand, even though the Target exclusive version is kind of rendered useless by this 3D set, because the thing that was unique about the Target set when this came out is not only is the packaging different, but it had exclusive bonus content you could only get through Target, but that bonus content wound up on the 3D collector's set, so now the exclusive version from Target's kind of outdated, but it's still nice to have. But you are probably wondering, Lego Lover, how do you take a Blu-ray with you portably? You only have a portable DVD player. Well, you would be wrong in assuming that. This, my friends, is a Blackweb portable Blu-ray player. Now, if you've seen this before, you're probably thinking, Lego Lover, you're also wrong. That's a Silvano Blu-ray player. No, it's not. You can't really see it, but Blackweb is printed right there. It's a Blackweb branded Blu-ray player, portable Blu-ray player. It does follow the same layout as a Silvana portable Blu-ray player if you've ever seen one of those. And then if it'll turn on, you can kind of see it. It takes it a minute to boot up. There's what the actually, let me show you what else it can do. It can you can flip its screen around. It's really awesome, this thing. And then hold it like this, so it's like a tablet. So there's what your home screen looks like. It's 11.4 inches wide, I believe. 11.4 or 11.7, something along those lines. And it works. I have played several Blu-rays in this, and it works. So turn that off so we can preserve battery. But this was a purchase that I needed because I'm tired of taking DVDs around with me and worrying that, a Blu-ray release doesn't come with a DVD. What am I going to do? Am I going to watch it digitally? What am I, crazy? No. Now I have a portable Blu-ray player. Nothing that 68 bucks won't buy. Considering it came with all of its inputs and a remote that works and a car charger and such, and it has all these ports in it, so I can watch pretty much any video I want, especially from like my external hard drive that plugs in via USB. I mean, this thing's got everything. And it's pretty sweet. So, that's my portable Blu-ray player. But the other thing I want to show you, I also should show you this. The seller threw in a free Darth Vader journal with my Force Awakens 3D collector set. It's not really a collector's set. It's the standard version. That pisses me off when they put that on there. Oh, this is a collector's edition. Nah, bro, it's not. But I got a free Darth Vader journal out of it. And then I have to come over here to... That's not it. This is it. To show you the other thing I got off eBay. It's the Lego Ninjago movie video game. I want to I want to rewatch the film before I actually play the video game, so I haven't even installed it on my system yet, but I plan to. Speaking of Ninjago, I finished that series a few weeks ago. If you remember, on the previous live stream, we had Ryatron 12 and the TWR critic, otherwise known as Nathan and otherwise known as Ryan, in here. Ryan was convincing both of us to watch Ninjago again, because all of the seasons had recently been added to Netflix. And I did that. And gotta say, I was pretty impressed with the final 2 seasons. I mean, no spoilers here, but the last 2 seasons of Ninjago were pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably not good. Sorry, we had a little bit of a cutout there. OBS just decided to not work for a couple seconds. But we're fine now. We're fine. Okay? Everything's fine here. We're all fine now. Thank you. How are you? Anyway, as I was saying, the last 2 seasons of Ninjago are really good. You should check out the series if you have Netflix and you haven't already watched it. So that concludes this segment of things that I have that you don't. So now we're going to take a look at the chat once again because you guys are probably asking things. Cable Tune says, I like Marvel superheroes, don't you? Yeah, I do. Also says my favorite movie of all time is Toy Story. That's cool, Cable Tunes. Dolphin Dude has Wreck-It Ralph 2 on DVD. Or no, on Blu-ray, sorry. He also says, I have The Little Mermaid on DVD. I got the early years, which is the single greatest Thomas and Friends box set ever released for $10 off eBay. That's awesome, Gum Rubber. That's a really good price for that. And you're right, that is the that is the greatest Thomas and Friends US box set ever. Gum Rubber says he also got Johnny Test seasons 3 and 4. I've heard of it. And the last thing he got was Coco on 4K. That's cool. That's awesome. As long as people have physical media, will always be picked up over. As long as people have players, physical media will always be picked up over digital. It's okay. It's fine now. Okay, good. Gum Robber says bye. I guess he's leaving. Bye, Gum Robber. Thanks for coming to the stream, man. So, those are just notifications from OBS saying, "Oh no, we accidentally disconnected you, man. Sorry about that." Whoop-de-doo. But okay. So, we're gonna get into the main topic of the stream here, and I might, if there's anybody on Discord, I might hop on there just to get their opinions on this topic. The whole topic of is physical media currently on its way out the door? Um, yeah, okay, there are some people on here, so we might get some. Also, I want to go ahead and advertise this here on stream. I'm running a contest on my Twitter. I am giving away this digital code for Star Wars The Force Awakens. It came with the 3D collector's set. I already have a code for it. I already used it a long time ago, so I don't need it. And also, the bonus features code is included with this. I'm not giving them away separately. That'd just be weird. But you can win this if you like the tweet on my Twitter. So let me just retweet it real quick. I think after the stream is over, I will stop the contest and pick a winner. So, oh crap, there it is. So I just retweeted it. Head to my Twitter. You can like it, and you might win. Which would be cool if one of the viewers won this. So, like the tweet, and you just might win. So, as I said, okay, bye, Frederick Hex. He says he's leaving. So, as I said earlier, we're going to talk about the eventual decline of physical media. And before I do that, I want to open Discord just in case. So, how was your weekend? Was I good? Mine was all right. It was okay. Nothing really spectacular happened. I watched Thor. Not really that spectacular. This is a boring stream. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. While Discord is opening, have I showed you this? It's my Nintendo DS Lite that I bought off eBay because my brother was stupid and sold mine to buy his Xbox One. But yeah, bought it off eBay because I wanted to reclaim my childhood. Hang on. Mario Kart DS is currently in there right now. No. Yeah, that's that. Nothing that 40 bucks wouldn't buy you. Came with a charging cable and a Pokemon game. What is it called? Shit. Sapphire for Game Boy Advance. I've never played Pokemon. I played this once in a Discord call, and I think I named one of my Pokemon like a really obscene name. So I probably will never play that again. I guess you like eBay a lot, don't you? I do, Cable Tunes. I buy a lot of things off of eBay. Some might say too much. Hmm. Well, my parents don't like eBay. I'm sorry, Cable Tunes. Your parents don't sound like cool people. Tell them I said hi, though. Can you do your face reveal? Says, holy Christ, that's a long username. Not right now. I'll tell you this, though. Uh, the first extra video, when I get back from my hiatus, may or may not be that. That video may or may not be complete. I can neither confirm nor deny. Hmm. What the hell is going on? Oh, okay. That was weird. I just refreshed my live control room page, and it said um, that I wasn't live streaming anymore. I was like, what? It's probably because I'm trying to run too many things on this thing at once. I'm calling it now. You're going to reveal your eye. No, Aaron, I'm promising you this right now. It will be a full on. You'll get the full experience. I promise. What the hell's with all these updates with Discord? I just want you to open. We can watch these videos and we can finally talk about the topic of the stream for like an hour. I'm sorry this is taking forever. I shouldn't have tried to open this. This is not good. This stream will go down as one of the worst in YouTube history. Stop downloading updates, for Christ's sake. Just open the damn program. Here, let's change things up. You want to see the beach background there? There's the beach background. I'm so angry right now. Oh, for... I don't think it's going to open. Just stop. Well, this makes me angry. Now Discord doesn't want to open. Come on. It shouldn't take you this long. Oh, for God's sake. Just open the damn program. There. Finally. Fucking forever. Good Lord. Anyway. Finally, that's done. Apologies, Discord just kept wanting to install 1,000,000 updates. Yeah, YouTube's telling me my video output is low. I know it's low. I'm sorry. Whatever at this point. Anyway, now what we're actually going to do is, I have some videos here pulled up for you guys to watch, and I want you guys to lower my desktop audio here so it doesn't blast your ears off or anything. You guys are asking for SpongeBob HMRs? Maybe. Maybe. I'll say if I have plans though for if the season 1 of Home Media Reviews does well, I'm going to do like a mini season of HMR leading up to Star Wars Episode 9 because I really want to talk about the new Disney films leading up to Episode 9. So how I'll do it is in chronological order, meaning from when they came out. So it'll be like Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, Solo, and then whatever the hell Episode 9's title. I have 2 titles in mind for Episode 9. And JJ, if you want some titles, here's some titles for you. The first one is Star Wars Son of a Bitch! Or Star Wars Chicago's Full of, and I don't want to say this. One of those 2 titles. If it's not one of those 2 titles, I'm going to be sad. JJ, keep me unsad. But yeah, I have some videos here for you to watch, and I want you guys to watch these. Actually try and enjoy them. I know whenever we watch videos here on the stream, you guys usually don't enjoy them, but hey, at least enjoy them for me. So here we go. Here's my screen. This first one is from the John Campea show, and after each video is over, we'll take some time to talk about it. So just go ahead and give us one to watch.
Next topic. What's next today?
All right, next one is from Dan Skip Allen. I know you guys talked about physical media ending in the near future. What should I do with my digital codes from my 250 4K Blu-rays? Should I set up a Vudu account and transfer my movies over that way, or just keep putting my 4Ks into my Blu-ray player and watch them on my 4K TV?
Rob, we've been talking a bunch lately about, where are we at with Blu-ray and stuff like that. And there are a lot of people out there with a lot of Blu-rays and big collections. What would you suggest to people right now are the best? Because we talked the other day about how Samsung, the biggest distributor of Blu-ray players and all that kind of stuff, they've announced they're getting out of the Blu-ray game. We both agreed the writing's on the wall. It's about to disappear over the next couple of years. But there are a lot of people with big collections. What should people with these types of collections do with these things? What should they end up doing?
Well, I think, look, it's always great to have a backup. So if you want to upload them onto a server or a place like Voodoo, or you want to keep your own computer hard drives full of your discs, you can do that. Or, it really, I'm going to hang on to all of my physical media for as long, probably till I'm dead. And that way, as long as I maintain my player, I'm good to go. I've been thinking about buying a player and stashing it and not opening it until the day comes where I might need one. But it's really, what do you want? How do you get? Here's the thing. I believe that you should be using things the way you want to use them today. Like, it's not like your movie collection is not like a bank or buying stocks where you're thinking about the future, and you should be enjoying your movies now. And don't worry about what you're going to do with your films in 5 or 10 years. Enjoy them now, and when that time comes, that you have to make a decision, go do that. That kind of looks like my house. But then do that. I mean, what are you doing now, and make your life enjoyable now? And if you've got a collection of movies, keep them. Hang on to your movies. You don't have to get rid of them; they're already yours. So,
Yeah, I think there's a couple of routes here you could take. Now, I know, technically speaking, I should give this like kind of disclaimer. Technically speaking, I believe it is still technically illegal to make a backup copy of your own Blu-ray that you have bought and purchased with your money. Uh, I find that to be the most ridiculous thing in the world. I mean, if I bought a toaster, it's mine. And if I want to plug it in and stick my dick in the top just to get a little bit of a buzz, that's my business.
wow,
But
John.
that's what I mean, it's
Hello.
I mean, as ridiculous and stupid as it is, if I want to do that, that's my business. It's my toaster. Now, so I don't own Blu-rays. I don't own DVDs. I mean, I'm a digital guy at best. But I'll tell you what, if I was an owner of that, damn right I'd be backing up my collection. You're damn right. I paid for those things. And these discs are fragile little things. And the weirdest things can happen to them and all that kind of stuff.
So basically, the rest of that video is them talking about, different ways of keeping your movie collection from being destroyed, basically. And that's actually not the video I wanted to show. That's a different video. Whoopsie. That's my fault. But the one I wanted to show was from an earlier episode of the John Campea show where they talk about Samsung getting out of the 4K Blu-ray player market. Samsung announced a few weeks ago that they are no longer producing 4K Blu-ray players. They're out completely, which was a big hit to the physical 4K Blu-ray market. If you don't know, there are tons of companies out there that make 4K Blu-ray players, but Samsung was always, one of the biggest ones. I have a Samsung Blu-ray player down in my living room. My parents do. Not a 4K, but it is a regular Blu-ray player, and it's great. It's lasted for a long time. But I do have an LG Blu-ray player up in this other room over here where my Xbox 360 is. So, not everything's Samsung, but they were a huge player in the 4K Blu-ray market, and with them saying that they're out completely, that kind of sucks, because that's a big hit to the market itself. And what all the normies said basically was, well, Samsung's out. That means 4K Blu-ray and all that stuff is done for. Nobody buys these things anymore. Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, hello. And I'm not the only one. I've got, not a lot of my friends buy movies as frequently as I do, but there are a few, huge collectors out there. I could name a few. Chris Stuckman, John Flickinger. I know they're huge film collectors as well as me. But they don't, collect them per se. They buy them for enjoyment, and so do I to an extent. But I don't know. The thing that got me about that is the fact that, yeah, Samsung getting out of it's a huge hit, but that doesn't mean Blu-ray's dead or anything. And I've got another video here from a guy called Shane. He runs a YouTube channel called Spare Change, which does 4K Blu-ray reviews and home theater tips and such. And just take a watch of this video. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Let's talk about the importance of physical media and why it's not dying. First off, my thoughts on Samsung leaving the 4K player market. Who cares? Really. Yes, they were first out of the gate with a 4K Blu-ray player, so kudos Samsung. But they never improved on future iterations. They kept that same curved design to match their curved TVs, and we know how long that lasted for. Their players were uninspiring, and the biggest omission, to me at least, is their lack of support for Dolby Vision. Anyone who's into video quality knows that Dolby Vision reigns supreme in the HDR war. It just looks better all the time. So Samsung started supporting HDR10 Plus, which is supposed to be like Dolby Vision. They got major studios on board to put out 4K Blu-rays with HDR10 Plus, so rather than helping propel HDR10 Plus by making players so that we can play back those 4K Blu-rays, they decided to stop making devices. So now you're limited for options this year to play back those 4K movies. The only players I'm aware of that'll support the format are going to be the Panasonic players. So I mean, that's good news for them. Now I'm not sure if by having iTunes integrated in their TVs this year means they're counting on that Apple clout to push streaming harder, but I do know that Apple made some big noise about their iTunes library supporting Dolby Vision. And we know that Samsung doesn't support Dolby Vision. So does that mean that Apple is going to rework their entire library for HDR10 Plus? Or are Samsung users stuck on falling back to standard HDR10 for their iTunes 4K streaming? Sounds to me maybe Samsung is confused about the state or importance of which HDR formats to support, and more importantly, the audio and video advantages that physical Blu-ray media brings to the table. As of right now, there's no streaming service that can compete with the type of quality that you get from an actual 4K Blu-ray. For those that don't know, 4K Blu-ray can provide from 100 to 128 megabits per second of audio and video data. Your favorite Netflix show can stream at 25 megabits per second. And that's if you have a good solid connection. Remember, the higher the number, the more information you have to produce your image and your sound. That means sharper, cleaner, richer video quality and higher fidelity audio. An actual 4K Blu-ray has 4 to 5 times more data than streaming. You don't have to be a genius to do the math. Now for those people that say they can't tell a difference between streaming a movie and watching a physical disc, then I think you're probably watching on a 40-inch television. If you've got a 65-inch TV, then you can tell a difference. If you're going up to larger sizes or have a 4K projector, then it really becomes no contest on who wins the video quality war. So who wins for audio? The highest quality format over streaming is Dolby Atmos. Atmos streams at up to 728 kilobits per second over Netflix and up to 18 megabits per second on 4K Blu-ray. And if you didn't know, 1 megabit equals 1000 kilobits. So that's a pretty huge gap for audio quality. Now if you're just using your TV speakers, then you probably don't care about audio. But if you have a Dolby Atmos setup, I think it's clearly evident the sonic differences between streaming and physical. It's more detailed, it's more open, it's more nuanced. Of course, it does help if you're watching a movie that is well mixed. So just by the numbers alone, an actual 4K Blu-ray is many times better for audio and video. And remember, if the store that sold you the movie goes out of business, you still have the actual movie at home. Let's say your online movie provider, like say Ultraviolet, went out of business, then you could be stuck with nothing. So all that money you spent, it's now gone. What if your internet goes out and you've got some family and friends over for movie night? Well, just throw in a Blu-ray. You don't need internet for that. But I get it though. It's quality over convenience again, like soundbars versus separate speakers. If you missed that video, just click up here. I know if you're watching this, you're part of the small group of audio and video enthusiasts that care about quality. You've probably got a home theater system that costs more than your car. You're not part of the let's just do it the easy way crowd. I think that's where the stories about the death of Blu-ray comes from. The folks that just care about convenience. I know that's not me, and maybe that's not you. Those folks also said that vinyl was gonna die too.
Okay, so yeah, that's the gist of that video. So let me just go back to the live dashboard on my screen. Oh, stream health is healthy now. So that's good. Sorry, once again, just answering Snapchats. So yeah, Spare Change, good YouTuber, check him out. He's awesome. So we've got Creepinator says that he disagrees with the fact that nobody buys 4Ks. Yep, I agree with that. There's no evidence saying that, well, nobody buys 4Ks anymore. No, there's a ton of people out there that do. And if 4K Blu-rays were not selling at least moderately well, and Blu-rays in general were not selling moderately well, they wouldn't still be on the shelves. These companies wouldn't be just producing them for no reason whatsoever, saying, well, they're not selling, so let's just keep producing something that doesn't sell. No, obviously they sell, or else they wouldn't still be on the shelves. They would have been completely phased out by now if they didn't sell. Sad story. I ordered Little Mermaid on 4K. It arrived yesterday. The disc falls and my swivel chair turns around, giving it a permanent crease, making it unwatchable. Oh, sorry, Creepernator. That's unfortunate. I hate to hear that. I hate to hear the horror stories of, like Blu-rays and 4Ks getting scratched and stuff. It's actually really difficult to scratch a Blu-ray disc. From what you tell me, Creepernator, you rolled over it with a swivel chair, which is interesting. But it's really hard to just like scratch a 4K or a Blu-ray disc with just your finger or something. It's less hard to scratch a DVD because DVDs aren't as sturdy as these are, but these are hard to scratch. I think someone I know actually did it with a clothes hanger and a rock. So they scratched it, but it took a clothes hanger and a rock. So, but yeah, I think the main argument that I have with keeping physical media around is you always have that disc. No matter what, you always have that disc or that VHS or whatever, as long as you have a player and as long as you have a disc in good shape. Like, the government can't come in here and say, yo, we want your Creed 2 4K Blu-ray. They can't do that. This is my private property. They can't take this away from me. I paid for this, purchased it with my own cash. This is mine. Okay? Now, the digital copy that this came with, which I use the codes that come with these films. I use them quite frequently. I have a Vudu account myself, and I use it quite frequently. But there's always that threat of one day you'll sign in and your movies aren't going to be there. You're going to sign in and one of the major studios like Warner Brothers unsigned with Vudu or something, and now you can't watch your films on that particular streaming service. There's always that threat that your movies are going to go away. Always that threat. I don't care if you're Walt Disney Studios and you have your own streaming service and such. There's always going to be that threat that's going to fail, and all that content's just going to evaporate and go away forever. Because you have no control over your digital films. You're not purchasing digital films. You're purchasing licenses to watch those films. You don't own those films. You own the license to run the software. It's like with any video game that you get digitally. All right, you don't own that game. You have a license to run the software for that game. But that game is not yours. Unless you have it downloaded to your computer and you have it saved on a hard drive somewhere, that game can be taken away whenever the publisher deems fit. I'll give you an example. Lego Lord of the Rings was delisted from, I think, Xbox Marketplace, maybe all the other marketplaces that sell digital games. But I know specifically it was taken away from the Xbox Live Store. That sucked for a lot of people that wanted to play that game. But unless some people who had it downloaded onto a hard drive, or they owned a physical copy, you can't get Lego Lord of the Rings on Xbox or Xbox One or whatever. You can't get it now because you don't have a disc, or you don't have it downloaded, or you have a friend that has it. It's gone. It's completely kaput, and you cannot do anything about it. That's $20 that you spent down the drain. Now, for me, of course, most of my digital films, I keep grabbing grabbing Creed 2. Let's change things up a bit. With most of my digital films, like Captain America the First Avenger here, the codes come from... Is this cracked? No, okay, that's not correct. Okay, that's part of the detail. I was like, is that cracked? Oh no, I didn't do anything. But with Captain America the First Avenger here, you know, the code came with the film. I paid for the code along with the film. It's like getting a free code with the film, you know? I didn't pay that much for that code. And if this ever gets taken off of Vudu or wherever, still have the disc, can still watch it. It's going to be harder to take it on the go, but I can still watch it. And that's the thing that gets me with digital versus physical. Physical is always going to be there unless you sell it or lose it or are stupid and throw it out a window or something. It makes me angry when a lot of people say that, well, you know, physical media is a dying art, so one day it's all going to be digital. And I have no doubt in my mind that one day physical media is going to die. It's going to be gone. I have no doubt in my mind we're moving quicker and quicker towards that in a society every single day. I don't think it's going to be soon, however. I think it's going to take another couple of years. It's going to take another 20 to 30 years for physical media to be completely phased out completely. I mean, we still have bookstores, for crying out loud. Who would have thought that bookstores would still be a thing in 2019? I certainly didn't a couple of years ago. They're slowly being phased out, but it's a slow process. And I, for one, think that physical media will still be around for years to come. You can put that on my tombstone. Here lies Lego Lover 117. He said that physical media would stick around forever, but yet it died the next day. You could put that on the tombstone. I'm giving you legal permission to do that. But that's my little spiel about physical media and its death. I don't think it's dying. Well, not true. It is dying. It's a dying art, but it's not dying that quickly. It's not dying as quickly as the public seems to think it is. Also, there's a massive difference between streaming something in 4K and watching it on a disc. Just like Shane said, if you can't see a difference, you're probably watching on a 40-inch TV. And mine's a 50-inch, and I can see a difference. Maybe I'm just anal retentive with picture quality, but I can see a difference on my 50-inch back there. I recently bought Man of Steel on 4K on Vudu. I bought it digitally because it was $5. And it looked pretty alright. It looked pretty good, but I guarantee you it would have looked better if I had it on a disc. Too bad the disc is too expensive and the digital version was cheaper, and that will suffice, for me at least, but it looked pretty okay. But I guarantee you there would have been a difference if I had it on a physical disc. Because as Shane said, there's more information that can be stored on a disc, more visual information that can be stored on that disc, rather than streaming it over the internet. You need a really good internet connection to stream anything in 4K where it looks not repellent, where it looks not like it's upscaled 1080p. So, that's my little spiel about how I don't think physical media is going to go away anytime soon. It's dying? Yeah, definitely is dying. But will it be gone in the next 3 or 4 years? I don't think so. Creepernator, I've already seen Captain Marvel. I've already talked about it earlier in the stream, so I'm going to leave this stream to go watch SpongeBob. Bye. All right, bye. All right. I just messaged the Discord group that I'm in that I have for streams. So we'll see if any of them respond and want to come in. I don't see anybody in chat right now. The chat's kind of dead. Do you like Korra the series? You mean Legend of Korra? Yes. Well, kind of. It's not better than Avatar, but it's good. I'm on season 4 now. I just finished 3 last night. Another example of how physical media isn't dying as quickly as people think is the number of retailer exclusives still being sold. Yeah, that's a good point, Creepernator. There's a ton of retailer exclusives out there. We just talked about one. This is a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, which I love, by the way. It's got a great poster to it. People still buy those steelbooks. People still buy the retailer exclusive versions, you know. People buy the Target exclusive versions of things too, because Target usually has some pretty awesome exclusives. You know, people buy those things. I bought Solo twice. I bought Solo on Steelbook and I bought Solo from the Target version just to show my support. What state do I live in? I live in Kentucky. Do I have a Nintendo Switch? No. No. Don't need one. Don't want one. Do you think that Endgame will be? Yeah, I think Endgame will be. I think it will be a thing. Yes. I'm kidding, Aaron. Yes, I will think it will be a masterpiece. And Warner's lenticular digibooks for their DC and Harry Potter films. You're right. Yeah, I've got the Justice League one. Didn't really care for Justice League all that much, but I bought the exclusive. But I have a Nintendo Switch. That's cool, Star Gaming. I don't. I have a Wii. Want to hit me up on Wii message board? What do you use for streaming? Says All Hail Lord Harry. I use OBS. Open Broadcasting Software, I think is what that stands for. What are your thoughts on the Godzilla King of Monsters trailers? Haven't seen any of them because I just don't really care. What do you think will become of physical media, says Silver Tapes 2016? I just talked about this. I said it's dying for sure, but it's not going to be dead in a year or two like some asshats on the internet are predicting. Ooh, I'm revolutionary. I'm all digital. Ooh, like you can be all digital all you want. Go right ahead, but You ain't getting that crisp, clear 4K quality, just saying. Come on. There you go. What version of Aquaman, Spider-Verse, and Bumblebee will you buy? I hated Aquaman, and I know I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it and hate watch it, so I'll probably go with just the regular edition of that. Spider-Verse, I have no idea. Spider-Verse, I know its Target exclusive version is not offered in 4K, so that one's already out. The steelbook of it doesn't look all that enticing. I'll probably go with the regular version of Spider-Verse. And then Bumblebee, I don't really care about. I didn't even see Bumblebee in theaters. So I'll probably go with just the regular version of that. I'm both digital and physical. I still use VHS and DVD. Ew, you use VHS, man? Why? I mean, I respect that, but VHS ain't superior, bro. Excited for April Fools? I guess. I don't know. April Fools? That's a weird holiday to be excited for. I also play older game systems. Wow, cool. So does every retro man ever, Silver Tapes. I'm kidding. So do I. I'm not telling you what city I live in. WMGI. Figure that out for yourself. There's a charm to that nostalgic stuff too. I still have a few VHS tapes. Yeah, there's a charm to it, but they're a not superior format. Alright, so I think we're actually gonna make this stream a little bit more lively.
Baby Jada.
Is that Ron Dog? His name is Ron Dog.
Yeah, dude, that's me. Clark was like, give me the link, and I'm like, no, Clark, you're racist.
He doesn't deserve the link. Hang on.
Hello.
Clark is
Yeah, I knew the last person wasn't gonna get accepted in here, but I just asked just in case.
Dude, Lego Lover, I love you, bro.
Hey, I know someone's last name.
Wait, are we on stream right now or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, we know someone's last name.
I know Nathan's last name, which is
I know Ronnie's last name, which is.
I know Ronnie's last name, which is Wilson. Sorry.
That's pretty private information, Ronnie.
My last name is actually Stinky. I'm Ronnie Stinky.
So
They
when they
call
do
me
that
Stink-
school roll call thing, or like
My last name is gay.
They go on, like school attendance sheets go by like their last name first and their first name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that mean when Ronnie? Does that mean like on the ball sheet whenever Ronnie gets called to class, it's Stinky Ron?
Yeah, they
Here.
call me Stinky, and I'm like,
Here,
"Stop
you
it."
guys hold down the fort. I have to play with my dog.
Dude,
No,
play
you-
with
you
me.
just
That
say-
sounds kind of racist.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat them.
Ronnie, just don't go too off the rails, okay?
I'm not gonna go off the rails. I'm not Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah. Just keep
I
things
promise
like
I won't do
PG-13, Ron Dog. Okay, this isn't like
I'm
Toad
doing
Screams.
it. I'm doing it. I'm
Damn.
sorry.
This isn't Toad Screams where you can say whatever you want. All right.
I really want some chicken McNuggets right about now.
Do you want my chicken McNuggets? I heard they taste pretty good.
That's not PG-13 at all, Nathan.
that is true, right? I'm just asking if you want chicken nuggets.
Wait
Damn.
a minute. Since we're on stream, should I play my snow song on stream? Is that okay? Is that racist?
Yes, that is very racist.
I can play it though. Do you guys want to hear it? Did you guys hear it in the chat? When I put it in?
I think I did. No, imagine if you play it and the stream gets copyrighted.
No,
Same.
because it has my own instruments in it, and it'd be racist.
Okay. You say so.
Right then. So since it is gonna get copyrighted, it might get copyrighted. Let's do it.
I think this summer I'm gonna do streams where I make music. Would you guys like to come see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this summer I'm gonna try to stream a lot more. I'm not gonna have my marching band in the way. So hopefully I can do like a hot.
Yeah, marching band won't be an excuse this time.
Yeah.
Marching band has nothing to do with this.
I can finally make fun content again. I'm so excited. Like, I have so many fun ideas for me. I'm gonna do a Thomas Comes and Breakfast remake, definitely. Like tomorrow or at some not tomorrow, but at some point I'm gonna look for my Thomas Comes and Breakfast model so I can use it for video. So I don't know where it went. I think it's in my Johnny box.
We can go heavy.
Dude, we're gonna be there. I'm gonna be.
I
pooping in my
most
pants.
likely am gonna be there.
Dude, wait.
Wait, Ryan, really?
Probably. I don't know.
What has your mom said about it?
What do you think the word probably means?
But you're implying it as mostly yes. I thought it was mostly no.
What do you think the word probably means? It can go either way.
I think it means that stinky.
Hey everybody, my name's
Well, hey, so I think.
Uh-oh, Ryan's muted. That's inappropriate. I'm gonna have to mute.
Did you say Ronnie's muted? No, it's Ryan. Jeez.
I said Ryan.
Oh, they said
would you say Ronnie's muted?
I know. I was about to say because I was like, I heard Ronnie. I'm like, Ronnie, why do you say your own name?
Done.
Because they're gonna get a creative outlet. I'm feeling good about this one. I like doing. I'm using the Megalovania drum set actually because it has really good drums on it. So.
Hey, what's the best song in the classic series, and why is it the whistle song?
No, it's actually not song.
I actually used to think that the Whistle song was a hit era song because it used to like
It
play.
kind of is. I mean,
Well, I mean season 7, but I thought it was like season 8 or something because it aired on like PBS.
engines blow your whistles. I still think. No, damn. What is the best one?
Engines blow your penis.
Okay, so like when I was a kid, I didn't really. I mean, I like Thomas songs, but VeggieTales had better songs. So, like, I listened to
You
them.
know what? I never watched Thomas on I think PBS at all.
I
usually-
did.
You had no childhood then.
I saw. Maybe I did, but only memory I have of watching Thomas on television was
Dude, it
watching.
was a classic.
Thomas
Nathan,
and
you remember like those old PBS Plus where
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely do.
Today
Dude.
we are gonna learn about, and
I
then we are going
I
to.
remember watching. This
But
video.
first, let's do this.
I actually have really good memories of watching Ernest the Engine Car on my grandma's old shitty computers.
All right, the dog, the
What even is the history of like Ernest the Engine Car?
I would love to see the behind the scenes of that because I love Ernest the Engine Car to death.
the playing with the dog has ceased. She's now downstairs so we can now talk about what we actually came here to talk about.
Genuine question: what even is the history of like Ernest Cards? Did Kodak create it, or did another company create it?
No, Kodak remastered it. Like he made his own Ernest.
Dude, it was like it's originally like an Australian parody of Thomas. I think. Is it Australian? Either way.
Okay, Australia. If that's the case, Australia's been a lot of Thomas parodies because they had another one. I forgot what it was called though.
It was cool though. All right, wait, Layla, what are we here to talk about?
It wasn't stinky.
Oh, wait, what are we here to talk about?
Money, 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 money.
Cab engine.
Are we gonna talk about money, like Mr. Krab?
Money,
Like
money,
Ron Dog
money,
Crab.
money.
Money, 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 money. SpongeBob!
Me boy.
That was so.
Yeah,
not
you
Mr. Krabs.
smell like stinky.
SpongeBob!
Guys, where's
How
Freddy
many times
Fazbear?
I've been a real crab?
Wait, what if Mr. Krab said, "I'm a crab"? Arg, 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 arg.
And that
What if Mr. Krabs said he was smelly?
He said, "I'm smelly." Arg,
What if
arg,
Mr. Krabs said he had AIDS?
I'm smelly.
What if Mr.
Squid,
Krabs?
Mr. Squidward, I'm smelly. Arg,
What
arg,
if
arg,
Mr.
arg.
Krabs?
No, you know it'd be ironic if Mr. Krabs had sex and then he got crabs.
That'd be cool.
Krab had sex with a lobster.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
I'm saying they did.
Pearl was adopted, you sicko.
Shit.
She was
Dude,
found on the
dude.
side of the road, you sicko.
No,
I mean,
wait, is there an
he's
official
married
canon backstory for where he found Pearl?
No.
Dang. I think that'd be a good episode.
Dude, Pearl's actually my daughter. He stole her.
I'm going to eat it.
Okay, no Steven Universe here.
Dude,
because Steven Universe
dude.
is banned.
Dude, Pearl's
Wait.
actually my daughter, and Mr. Krabs stole her from me.
Wait, why did you have a whale daughter?
I don't know. It was 1989. My thoughts were short. My hair was long.
Dude, you know what else is long? My love.
My love for Jesus
What?
Christ.
My
Amen.
love. Yeah, Jesus Christ is the long baby.
Hey
Jesus
guys, you know
Christ.
what else was? Hey guys, you know what else was long?
My
Convertibles.
mom.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey guys, Erdls are bad. Sorry, take-alongs are better. On the
Ooh,
go.
that's
They're
a,
not wrong
Deep.
with that.
Yeah.
that's a deep jab, and that is a true jab at it.
Sorry, that's a hot take, but like
Yo, let's be
take-alongs
honest
are
though.
cool.
Earl had some damn good road vehicles.
Erdls had. I think Erdl really excelled in the road vehicles, but I think take-along
Everything,
excelled
and
in
some of
road
their buildings, and some of their accessories.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty bad though. The only good ones were the UK exclusive ones. Fight me.
All right, so what I actually brought you all here to talk about is the
Alright,
top.
let's enjoy the conversation.
You're dying? Oh no.
Yes, I'm dying. I have stage.
Oh no.
Yes,
that's so
yes,
bad.
I have-
Can have
I
some
have-
luncheon?
I have stage 4 urethra cancer. I have 12 hours to live. So
Damn, that is
Can I get an F in the chat for a legal lover?
Yeah.
F first penis hole.
they're gonna play. They're gonna play the Undertale theme at my funeral. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be the one playing it.
Wait, hang on.
Wait a minute. What are we gonna talk about? Ryan, be
Ronnie,
quiet.
play
Just
All
hold on.
Lang Syne and end it off with the Undertale's theme.
Hold on a minute. Where's my? I gotta get my thing. Here.
The
Legolas,
thing
wait.
I titled the stream "The Death of Physical Media," so I wanted to talk to you guys about your opinions on the physical
Oh,
media
yeah,
and ask you all some
fucking-
questions about it. If we can
I
keep
have a
things,
lot to say about
if
this.
Okay,
if
should
if
we
we
do it
can
in, like, a
keep
certain
things
order?
civil, you know.
Yeah. Should we do it like a certain order of like who talks first?
So anyway, I've already given my thoughts on it earlier in
Okay.
the stream. If you didn't watch, I assume none of you did.
No.
That's so mean. We're so mean, guys.
Well, you didn't.
Running
I'm
Loki,
just
I
stating
watched.
the truth.
I am a regular
We
viewer
were in a
of
cult.
his
Legolas,
streams.
you might. We know somebody's name now, so it's okay. Don't worry.
Your friend over here is dying of stage 4 urethra cancer, and you couldn't even watch his last stream. Like, come on, what's wrong with you?
Dang.
You couldn't even watch his last stream. Like, come on,
Never mind.
you guys are horrible people. Anyway,
Okay.
We are.
so I'll just ask you guys like your thoughts on like what's your experience with physical media so far in your lives. Like, we'll start off. I'll just go ahead and start off with what's on my screen here. We'll start with Ronnie since he's closest to me.
Okay, so physical media. So I grew up with VHSs a lot, and then I moved to DVDs primarily. So I have a lot of DVDs of like all sorts of stuff, like mostly Thomas, but also like some Sonic and Mario stuff, and like a bunch of other like miscellaneous stuff I really like watching. Why is DND calling me on Snapchat? Chat on Discord. I'm declining his call.
Tell
sorry.
him to
But,
So I only know his last name.
Hey,
but,
no.
but anyway, so I grew up with VHSs a lot, and I still have a lot of them. And only recently did one of them break, and it wasn't even one that I owned as a kid. But I like VHSs a lot. There's a certain nostalgia to it. And I don't know how to describe it. Like just putting in it, like letting it rewind and then watching it and getting that kind of grainy feel. I love that. And DVDs are really good too, but I feel like DVDs are just kind of there's a bit of a less of a sheen on DVDs than there is on VHSs. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I do like DVDs too. However, nowadays I don't really watch most of my DVDs unless I'm like filming or just cleaning out my room. It's good background noise. I don't really like sit down and watch them. I usually like use Netflix or something. So I think physical media is like dying a lot, and that's kind of a shame. But I think it's also like there's like a whole bunch of opportunities for media in general to evolve and change because we're getting more stuff that's online.
All right. So since Nathan's next to Ronnie, you can go now.
Alright, so I think if we're gonna start with VHSs, I can say I love watching Thomas on VHSs. I used to go to my grandmother's house, and the only thing she had was a VHS player, so I just watched Thomas on VHS there. And then my parents eventually got me DVDs because like VHSs are just so cheap and accessible. You can get a VCR for like what $15 or less at a thrift store. So, and it's really cool because you can get that like kind of throwback to when you were younger. And then DVDs are cool because they're more accessible, but they can scratch. And now streaming is becoming more popular, like with Hulu and Netflix. Now it's not just seeing the death of media, but the death of cable. And I think one problem I do have with online media is that, like, let's say you buy a movie on YouTube or iTunes or something. Like, that movie, most likely when it first comes out, it's going to be $20. Well, if you buy the physical copy, it would be just like $20 or at most $25. And you not only get the digital copy, you get the DVD and the Blu-ray. So I'd say that's more bang for your buck. That's why I prefer to buy the DVDs or Blu-rays of movies instead of just buying them on iTunes, because I can just get the physical ones. Because it's better to have a physical access to it than just to go online and just.
That is something I agree with. Wait, Nathan, can I real quick interject? I forgot.
Yeah, sure.
No, you always want.
I know, but this is he brought up a good point.
Yo, fuck you.
You're going off the rails.
I'm sorry. I'm telling you.
Don't be telling the check engine. Come on, shut the fuck
But
up.
but like, I do prefer to own a physical copy of things. Like, there's a lot of games I can just buy them off the console, but I do have to get physical copies of things that I really want to support. So I have like 3 copies of Sonic Mania, 2 are physical, 1's digital. And then I have a lot of I buy most of my games physical just because I like having the boxes.
Because see, the entire point of movies come and go on Netflix. The entire point is that like you can have a movie there for like 3 months. Let's just say movies out on Netflix, you can have the option to go buy it, and then like I said, you can get like $25 with a digital copy. And then another problem, which actually I just faced today, is that Ultraviolet,
Yes, it's closing.
Violet. Yeah, Violet. They're going down. So it's like there's all these services where you can get like these digital movies, but what if they shut down? Like
Well, as long as you have the thing with Ultraviolet is they had their own streaming thing, but nobody ever used it. If you have it linked with a Vudu account or anything like that, like I had mine linked with Vudu. I use Vudu all the time. I use Vudu Magic all the time, but I use the streaming service Vudu a lot with Ultraviolet. So those movies that are in my library are not going away. But if you just primarily used Ultraviolet, you're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had the Lego movie, the Lego Ninjago movie, Star Wars 7 and 8. I had them on there, but now that it's shutting down, I don't. The only exception I'd see is maybe if you got them on like Google Play or iTunes. So that's my main problem with digital media.
If you link your account, Nathan, there are ways you can save your films.
Yeah, no, like The Force Awakens originally got on iTunes, and then I added to Ultraviolet, so that there's not a problem. I'll just have to figure out what to do with The Last Jedi and all that.
Yeah, you can link your Vudu account to your Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet's not shut down yet. It's not shutting down until July.
I thought it was June.
No, July 31st is when they're done. So if you link your account then, they'll still be there.
Yeah. that's my say. I'd say just go buy the actual physical copies. Then you can just get the digital over there.
Buying the physical copy shows that you want to see that product like continue for something.
Yeah.
Like I said previously in the stream, I bought Solo twice.
Why?
Damn. Oh yeah, because that's his favorite Disney Star Wars movie.
Once on Steelbook, once from Target, the Target exclusive version, because that version's amazing.
My favorite Star Wars standalone is Rogue One, because that's the last 30
Now
minutes.
that's Star Wars. Back to physical media.
No, Star Wars is on physical media, so check Planet Atheist.
You know what? Rogue One's an okay
That's
movie.
a fair play.
Alright.
Ryan defending Star Wars. Damn, I have to appreciate him for that.
Alright, either Ryan or Henry.
Episode 5 is still boring as hell, though.
No, it's not Ryan. Shut up.
I fell asleep for like 10 minutes, alright?
Ryan, you're stinky for that one.
Either Ryan or Henry, you talk about your experience.
Alright, dipped. So, here's my experience. So, I grew up in, like, literally the transitional age between VHS and DVD, so they were both equally prominent in my life. There was never a moment where, like, it was together. I'm personally gone digital mainly for the fact of I don't have room to keep any DVDs. I literally do not have room to put, like, DVDs on a shelf. Or, because, like, if I want to, like, use a DVD, I would like to have it on a shelf so I can pull it out quickly and not, like, grab it out of the box. So I gone digital solely for that, but I understand when people collect votes, when people would collect media. I understand. I do collect a small portion of it, but like not to the point where it's like I prefer. I say that both physical and digital media have their advantages and disadvantages. Which what I'm saying, but like I have personally gone digital mainly because I just don't have room to like keep a bunch of like DVD cases lying all my stuff on it. Which, granted, it does risk if my computer crashes one day and deletes all my files. Let's save that. But then again, those discs are fragile as hell, and knowing me, I probably would break very easily. So that's my stance on physical media. So that's that.
Blu-rays are tougher to scratch than DVDs.
That is very true, and I only own one Blu-ray DVD in my life.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts to hear.
Lego Movie.
Oh, epic!
It still hurts. It still hurts because he only has one out.
I don't even have a Blu-ray player, and I have that disc.
The Everything is Awesome edition? Hell yeah.
You don't even own it, so you can't talk.
I don't. I mean, I didn't really see a point of having that explicit minifigure.
Nathan doesn't own something Lego Movie related.
Shocking, I know.
Yeah.
Freaking Nathan doesn't even own the Lego Movie on 4K. Like, come on.
Damn, dude. Like,
He's a fake
listen,
fan.
dude, we're all,
Hashtag
listen,
fake
Come on,
fan.
Nathan, that's like 4Ks.
we're all saving up to get the
It's like
Lego
one
Movie
more.
I'm a
too.
true fan. I owned this on DVD, and I had the 2-disc version, but I picked this up for $15 at Walmart, so...
Come on now, listen, Nathan. We're all saving up. All of us individually are saving up to get the Lego Movie 2 dildo, and you're not. I bet you're not gonna do that. You know what? Like, come on, man. How can you even call yourself a Lego Movie?
Ryan does not get what
Fucking poser.
So
I go.
I think.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, I personally enjoy like physically owning something, like not just movies, but like books and everything. And so like, I prefer physical media. And in terms of like my history with physical media, like I have a huge, well not huge collection, but I have lots of VHSs. I have lots of Disney VHSs. That I mean, I don't watch them as much, mostly because I'm at college, and also because my TV is crap. My dad got this TV that's in my room from his work, and like it does this weird thing where it'll like randomly shut off at stupid times. So sometimes I'll be watching a movie and it will just shut off. But yeah, I prefer physical media over digital media.
You get more of a sense of ownership when you have
that's what I like. And I think, like, also, and this is gonna sound kind of weird, but, like, I'm a really big history person. It's like owning, like, older, like, VHS copies of movies. Kind of, I don't know. I don't know, I kind of like that feeling of, like, watching, like, say, Disney VHS from like 1995 and seeing the old like trailers and promos on it. Like, I don't know, I like that.
Yeah, like you get more of a sense of, at least in my mind, you get more of a sense of ownership with it. You know, like if you own like the Lego movie in 4K like I do and Nathan doesn't, or the Lego Batman movie like I do
I didn't even know
and
the movie
Nathan
was in
doesn't,
4K.
or like the Lego Ninjago movie like I own and Nathan doesn't.
I don't know Ninjago. I actually was watching with Ryan the other day.
Yeah, but you don't own it on Blu-ray.
The other day,
Yeah, I own it on Blu-ray.
Like-
I only I own all the Lego movies on Blu-ray.
Like I get more of a sense of ownership out of having these physical versions than saying, yeah, there they are on my computer.
that's fair.
Also, I did not know Lego Movie was in 4K, but now that I know, I might buy it. Maybe.
That's the one who's in debt.
I'm not in debt. I'm just broke.
Well, stop being broke.
Yeah, I gotta tell myself that. I just bought too many Lego sets.
Get
This is
woke.
why I
Don't
told
be
you, you
broke.
gotta be careful with your spending habits. Like, no, it's fine. I know how to take care of my money.
No, I do. It's just that, like, I got scammed, and I don't want to talk about it.
See, that's also your
Get woke. Don't be broke, kids.
That is my fault. I'll give you that. Speaking of which, I need to go check on that update.
This is why you always read the fine print.
This is why you always buy physical media.
That too.
But the general consensus, at least for me, is I said earlier that I think it is a dying art, and it sucks to say that, but it is. But I
Can't
don't.
deny that.
But I don't think it's going away as quickly as some people say it is.
I hope not, because I actually like physical media.
It's like what I said earlier with the retail exclusives thing. Like the Best Buy Steelbooks, they still sell out massive numbers.
I think it's also because, like, a Redbox. Well, actually, I heard Redbox is going bankrupt, but I mean, like, usually people can just go to Redbox and rent a movie they want to watch. Like, people just buy the movies that they really like. Like, for example, I really like the Lego movie, but if there's something like, I don't know, give me like a random movie. I don't know what. I can't think of one that's like average.
Hancock with Will Smith in it.
That's
Yeah,
obscure.
sure,
You want an average movie? Fuck, I can't think of it.
We're going Hancock. Like, let's say I want to, like, someone tells me, "Hey, Hancock's a good movie," and I say, "Okay," but I don't want to buy it. I can just rent it.
But the funny
So,
thing is, it's not.
It
It's
wasn't
not.
awful. I saw it in
From-
class. So.
My parents went. When I went to see Wally, my parents went to go see Hancock.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wally's
my
not good
cousins.
either.
Part of his name is is the PP in it.
Yeah. Wait, you don't like Wally?
No, never liked
Holy
Wally.
crap. Damn.
Wally was. I think Wally's one of those movies where it's you either love it all the way through or you only love the second half all the way through.
I didn't love
No,
any
it's
of
the
it.
first half, not the second half.
I didn't love any of
I
it.
don't. Most people actually don't like the second half.
Really?
The first half,
I mean, I'm one of those people who loves it all the way.
the
so I
first
get
half
that.
was boring. The second half was also boring, and it slapped me in the face with its "save the environment" message.
Well, see, I think most people like the first half because it's like more like emotional and
Yeah.
like more artistic, whereas the second half is more like this environmental message that people don't really like.
I will say this though. Cars 2 is overrated and underrated. Okay, there, I said it.
Fuck
I
you.
like
The first Cars is a better movie than Wally.
Ooh, snap.
Put that on
Okay,
my
what if I
tombstone.
said,
Put
Alright,
that
I'll
on my
right now.
tombstone,
Captain
ladies and
Marvel
gentlemen.
is
The first
actually
Cars is a better movie than Wally. I have more of an emotional connection with those sentient vehicles than I ever did with that damn robot.
It's so cute though.
I don't care if it's cute. I didn't care about it.
I mean, I love Cars. Don't get me wrong. Like, I actually prefer to watch Cars over Wally.
The doctor
Cars-
says my heart's supposed to
Cars
be in my
1 was
chest
okay.
cavity. I don't think it's there.
Cars 1 was an okay movie. Cars 2 is bad. Cars 3 is the best.
How is Cars 2 bad? I still don't get it. It's been like 8 years, and I still can't figure out why Cars 2 is bad.
Nothing to the first, and it connects nothing to the third. It's just.
Well, that's not the second one's fault.
That
Like, the
doesn't make it
second
a bad film, though.
Yeah, like the second one can just be some random story, and it's not. It's like the reason the third doesn't continue where the second one left off is because no one liked the second one because they're
Well,
lame.
I
Well,
did.
no,
That's a lie.
It's a good thing.
I love the second one.
90% of people hated Cars 2.
But I like it. I think Brave is a worse movie. I think Brave's the worst Pixar movie.
Our
Oh,
dear
no
friend
doubt.
Master of the Lemons didn't hate
Actually,
Cars
no,
2.
that's close to the Good Dinosaur from what I've
Well,
heard.
yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Good Dinosaur because I have no interest in that movie.
Can we all agree Inside Out was a pretty good movie, though?
Yes.
No.
Our dear friend Master of the Lemons didn't hate Cars 2.
Well, he's my dear friend too.
He's my dear friend too.
See what? Well, I guess on the subject of Pixar film. Well, so can we all agree Frozen 2, like, the animation's amazing. It looks really fucking edgy.
And
though, baby.
Nathan sneezed.
Yeah. I'm gonna die, guys.
He's got
Oh,
measles.
no, the unvaccinations have hit him.
He's got measles. This is why you're not invited to Midwest Mashup. Measles is the last
You're
thing
not
we need.
vaccinated.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Dude,
Alright,
did you
so-
hear that Ebola's back?
Again?
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't that.
No, it's not that.
It's officially called Ebola 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Ebola 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
You know what I heard?
You have to say the subtitle after it or else I will be sad. Keep me unsad.
Ebola 2.
I'm sad. Ryan made me sad.
Right now, my friend, I have all 3 Cars movies. That's cool.
Why?
Because it's a good movie series.
You're a good movie series.
I am a good movie
Did we
series.
just also talk about, I guess on the subject of Pixar films, can we all talk about, like, the massive fucking, like, mega oof that Pixar did with after the Academy Awards?
No.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of... No, that was Disney with Wreck-It Ralph.
What did they do?
Yeah.
I don't.
Let's talk about that either way, because, like, that was a massive oof on their part.
What happened?
I don't know. They didn't do it with Incredibles. They did it with Ralph
Can
Breaks
someone
the
tell
Internet.
me what happened?
Okay, so basically, like, Spider-Verse, which is also a really damn good movie.
Better than any other thing we talked about so
It's-
far.
Yeah. What happened was that won Academy Awards. Disney already printed out like cards for like DVD displays.
They
that said,
pulled a Hillary
Wreck-It
Clinton.
Ralph 2. Wreck-It Ralph 2. Academy Award winning
Yeah, and they were spotted in stores too. They were just created. They
You
were
know what the funny part is too?
God.
Like, look,
Oh man.
like they put them up the day after the Academy Award.
Oh
Like I said, they pulled a Hillary Clinton with assumed they were going to win.
Yeah.
They didn't.
But here's the thing. Why would they do that?
Great.
Why would they do that for Wreck-It Ralph
Wreck-It
2?
Ralph 2
It wasn't that
Exactly,
great.
Yeah. Wreck-It Ralph 2 kind of sucked.
I didn't think it sucked. I thought its message was really good because it resonated with me, but it's not better than the first.
Agreed with that.
Of course,
I still like
neither-
Wreck-It
Neither is Incredibles 2, so.
Incredibles 2 isn't even really that good.
The Incredibles 2 I can defend a little bit, though. I actually
2.
kind
I
of...
thought Wreck-It Ralph 2, not Wreck-It Ralph 2. Incredibles 2 was as good as the original.
Incredibles 2 just the first one again.
No, it's not! Why do people keep saying that? It's not.
I can kind of see that argument.
It's
I
okay.
don't see it at all. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't see how the second Incredibles is like the first one.
It's the first one. It's basically it doesn't improve on the first one. Like nothing really changes.
Well, I can see that argument, but I can't see how it's the same.
I mean, it's kind of the same plot.
I mean, it's kind like a little, like the whole like they have to keep the
Nathan, don't leak,
secret.
don't
and-
leak my food. Oh, actually, I do want to die, so kill me.
Into the
Wait, Ronnie, is your last words gonna be Matt's last name?
Yeah.
We all agree that
It's okay.
Spider-Verse deserved that win.
Oh, Spider-Verse is amazing.
It was unbelievable.
I haven't seen it
Spider-Verse is-
yet because the friend I was gonna see it with canceled last minute.
Nathan, guess what?
What? Am I a loser?
No, every single version of Spider-Man dies in Spider-Verse. Oops.
Oh, damn. Okay. Time to
Nathan,
die. 'cause I got
Nathan,
rid of
Nathan, in Spider-Verse, you get doxxed.
Well, it's time to die.
Finally. I would say his name, but I can't say it because I'm gonna get doxxed.
Dude,
Guys,
in Spider-Verse,
there's
Ron
actually a
Dog
version
gets
of me
murdered.
That wasn't
Oh, I'm very big. I gotta go. I gotta airbrush something.
In Spider-Verse,
In Spider-Verse, Ron Dog is the main villain.
Yeah, in Spider-Verse, there's a version of me that isn't kicked from Trackside 2.
There's a version of you that
Is that
isn't done
like-
with Trackside Tunes.
His name is God Knower.
Alright, guys, I'm saying this right now. My daughter was in Spider-Verse.
You have a daughter?
Don't question me. If you see the movie, you know who it is. It's pretty obvious.
I've seen it and I don't know who it is.
Gwen Stacy, yes.
It's the Asian girl.
She's not your daughter, but okay.
Hey, how would you know unless you've seen the movie?
Well, he just said he saw Into the Spider-Verse, didn't he?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why would Peter Griffin say poop?
Hey guys, just want poop. I know Peter Griffin said diarrhea before. Hey Lois, look, diarrhea. Why is it so quiet?
I don't
Yeah,
know, because home media is racist. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's
That's why home media died. That's
It's
something
because of
racist
home
10 years
media
ago.
reviews and it's run by a racist.
It said something racist 10 years ago, so now we have to hashtag cancel home media.
Hey, Ryan, I have a question. After you airbrush, why is the paint so sticky? Like, even after a day, it's so sticky.
Give it time.
Like, is it sticky for you or no?
Yeah, it's gotta give it time, dude. Be patient.
No one made it, that's what she said joke. No? Okay, well, that's what she
Right,
said.
Nathan, you're gonna be your own undoing if you don't listen to our good friend Sean Troll.
Okay.
I mean, Nathan, you would be the master of knowing about sticky yellow stuff, so I mean.
Okay, well, I didn't say that.
Damn.
Hello, stuff.
Oh,
Racist yourself,
Dude,
oh, we got some salt being thrown down in the chat. Aaron Vasquez says Spider-Man 3 is better than Homecoming. He's wrong.
That is
Oh,
so
it's
not.
funny.
Shut the
I'm
hell
not
up.
gonna lie to you. Like as much as Spider-Man 3 is a very flawed film, I'm not a big fan of the Marvel Spider-Man, mostly because he's just basically Miles Morales character-wise in the comics.
Wait, who? You didn't like Spider-Man Homecoming?
Like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, his character is basically just Miles Morales. If you really think about it, like if you read, I haven't really read much of the comics, but enough where you kind of notice that Miles Morales, when he was introduced as not a college student, but he's a school student, high school. He has a lot of what Tom Holland's Peter Parker has. and
Well,
in that
so did
regard-
Peter Parker in the early comics.
Yeah, but I think that he keeps more of the Miles Morales parts, where I think that's why I like Miles Morales in Spider-Verse so much, that he still gets his own identity. I like Spider-Verse. It's a good movie. Did you watch it?
You just like Spider-Verse because a black guy was the lead role.
No, I like Spider-Verse because he goes, "Pachow, Spider-Man, Spider-Man."
Pachow,
Guys, alright, here's a media-related topic. Who wants to see the Sonic movie with me?
Not
I
me.
do.
Not me.
I'll watch
Good. I'm seeing it day one. It's gonna be good.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be good.
One of the first home media reviews of Lego I've ever watched, it was the Ninja Turtle one. So you're telling me you'd rather buy Ninja Turtles on Blu-ray than watch the Sonic movie?
What if it's really good?
What are you talking about, Nathan?
You remember when you bought the 2014 one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one?
That was a vlog, not a home media review.
Oh, blog. Yeah, there you go, blog.
Well, fake fan.
Yeah, I'm a fake fan.
Nathan's a
guys.
fake fan.
I'm a fake fan. Damn, I must
And
be
yes,
disappointed
that's
myself.
what I'm telling you. I would rather watch that than the Sonic film.
Damn. Outer Shadows wasn't that bad though. I'm just saying that.
Out of the Shadows is a better Ninja Turtles film.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Sonic movies. I think everybody's gonna hate it right now, but it's gonna come out and it's gonna rock our socks off.
But it's not.
I'm actually kind of.
I dicked off.
I'm actually cautiously optimistic for it, mostly because I think it's gonna be at least funny.
It's gonna rock my socks up. Instead,
Instead, it rocks
Like
your
if I
socks
if I
back
go in
on.
there and I come out disappointed, I'll be genuinely surprised. I'm
It-
not gonna lie to you.
If you walk out and your socks have been rocked back on, like they've been rocked up your thigh, like, oh geez,
Okay, what if it's like a bad movie, but it's like enjoyably bad? Like,
Yeah,
would you
like
be satisfied?
yeah,
then I'm still gonna hang myself.
What about you, Rodney?
Ronnie.
Yeah.
If the movie is like enjoyably bad, would you be satisfied or no?
If it's enjoyably bad, I'd be incredibly satisfied. I'm still kind of hoping it's at least fun. Like if I enjoy myself while watching it, I'll be happy.
What if he says the N word?
Oh,
He's like, hey,
that's too
hey,
bad.
man.
Ronnie would really love that.
He's
I'd
like,
be
hey,
well, this is-
Nick.
I'd be like, who confronted me on the script? Because I didn't.
He runs
I'm
up and
really
actually
hoping-
starts talking to you. He's like, hey, Ron Dog, you're a Nick.
He's like, oh right. Hey, you can't say that. It's racist. But
He's like, hey, Ron Dog, you're a Nathan Igger. Yeah, man. Then he runs away. Like every single
But-
screening is like specially tailored to one person. He's like, hey, Lego lover, quit being a Nathan Igger and like my movie.
all right, Eggman.
All right, Eggman, let's do this.
But
Pew!
I'm actually pretty excited for the Sonic movie because I
Hey,
think because so
sorry.
far they've confirmed there's going to be a baby Sonic in the movie according to merchandising, and I want to see
Oh,
a baby
hell yeah.
Sonic. I want to see baby Sonic being birthed from a baby from a hedgehog vagina. That's all I'm expecting, and as it's happening here. Honestly, though, because apparently there was like a Reddit leak. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, shut up and smell my poop.
Don't
But,
care.
There was a Reddit leak of the plot, and apparently, at the end of the movie, he gets the trademark shoes, and at the end, Jim Carrey like looks like Robotnik. So if this is just an origin story for Sonic, and then the next one's like an actually like good Sonic movie, I'm down. I don't care. That'll be fun. I'm here to I'm here for the ride, bro.
But what if Sonic says that he doesn't like white males?
He says, "Wow, I'm a feminist."
What if Sonic pulls a Brie Larson and
What if Sonic performs cock and ball torture?
That's inappropriate.
what if Sonic says that he doesn't like white men and makes Nathan not see his movie?
Oh damn. I guess he doesn't like unvaccinated bros either.
What if Sonic says, "I do not need a 40-year-old white male in my theater"? All right.
No.
I don't want my press tour to be too overly white and male. All right.
That could be a straight 40-year-old white male and tell me what didn't work about my movie.
Sonic comes to the cop car and says, "Blue lives matter." And then he speeds off. Oh my god, if that actually happens, I'm gonna scream. Because honestly, though, the cast for the movie isn't awful. The guy who voices Sonic, I like his voice, and I'm actually excited to hear that. Jim Carrey's Robotnik's hilarious. I'm cool for that. Jim Carrey's a good villain. I'll take it. They should have had me as Sonic though. I think that would have been a good idea.
Or they should have just not made this movie.
Time, and then
Or
I-
they should have just, not made this movie.
They should have consulted me for what made him. What? Well, here's the thing. What if they made a Sonic movie, but it was like set in the game universe with the game art style? Would that make more sense? I think that'd be better.
Yes, that would be better.
Yes, that would. That's what most people would want. Like,
Yeah, that's what I
video
wanted
game
when they
movie.
announced it. I was what I was thinking, because the animation studio did the opening for like the CGI openings for like the mainline Sonic games. So I was thinking like when they announced that part, I was like, oh, they're just gonna do a movie like that, and that'd be awesome. And then they're like live action. I'm like, oh, here we.
Oh no!
The one leaked of Sonic's like the full body render of Sonic, the one leaked one. It looks like the Woody Woodpecker CGI movie character, which looks terrible. By
That
the way.
you love.
Dude, I tried to watch the Woody Woodpecker movie because I actually really like Woody Woodpecker, and I was like, I don't want this anymore.
This is bad.
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker basically kills a woman. He sets a house on fire and explodes. And I was
Dude,
like,
I
"Bro."
did that once.
Dude, I did that. You killed a woman? That's cool.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to come to Sonic's movie though.
Doesn't anybody do that?
Oh yeah, that happened. Did you get that from Rebel Taxi's video where he made that joke?
What, where he kills the woman?
Yeah.
No, I inferred that. I did watch his video, but I inferred that on my. Oh, geez, that was. I was like,
You know,
feasibly. if there's a gas leak in a trailer or in a house and it explodes, you're dead. I don't know how didn't she live that? I don't know how she lived that.
Yeah, no, yeah, she lived that. She just came out of the house and she's like, oh, why is there so much soot on me?
Well, she
Was she as black as?
Yeah, the reference is actually kind of racist. Not gonna lie to you.
Chicago's full of.
Out of topic, but hold on. Let me because I did what you said, Ronnie. Just paint the top of Rebecca's tender. So I'm just.
It's okay though, guys. Chicago's full of, and I don't want to say this.
Why would the Reverend say that? So racist.
On race relations.
Alright, I'm sending it right now. Yeah, how does that look?
I don't know. It hasn't sent yet.
It's in the chat.
That looks like
That looks good.
piss.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
All right.
Guys, did you see that our beloved friend Jacob Jira uploaded a new video?
I did not see that. I wish I cared.
It's yet another update video about how he says, guys, I'm making content.
Guys, I'm a guy.
Guys, I'm making content, and then he doesn't.
I gotta text Henry later because we're gonna hang out tomorrow. That's gonna be so exciting.
Dude, why didn't you invite me? Why didn't you invite me?
Do you want to come?
Yeah, I want to come.
That's what she said.
You big shut up. You big stinky, get over here.
If I didn't have school, I would go.
Dude, honestly, I hope this summer I can meet you know what? I've said a lot of crap, but I love everybody in this community. Everyone here's a legend in their own special way.
Just come down to UPS, Ronnie. I can get you security access. I can get you in. We just have to break through the fence.
Dude, you should let me talk to that one girl and I can say, "Boop in the barn," and I can run away.
What girl?
I don't know. I thought you were talking about a girl one time.
No, in Kylo Ren's voice. What?
No. Dude, what if what if I was a girl? Wouldn't that be cool?
That's awesome.
That's what every transgender asks. What if I was a blank?
What if I was a tree? What if I was a tree and Henry would love me?
Oh, wait. I remember who you're talking about now. I remember who you're talking about now, Ronnie.
Trans.
What if Lego Lover was the liberal?
Ooh. Libtard or whatever.
Don't ever say that about me again. Ever.
Hey, Lois, you're a freaking libtard. Family man. Dude.
It seems today. It seems today. It seems today.
Shoot, dude, if we were all chicks, we'd be like the kings of the community, or the queens, my bad.
That's gay.
If I was a chick, I'd be the hottest chick in the whole world. Because think about it, I like Sonic, I make jokes about poop. Who doesn't want that?
I think people would probably think you like it in the ass, probably.
Dude, maybe I do. Maybe in the world, because you know what? I believe in the multi-universe theory. There's a universe where we're all chicks. The genders are swapped.
You believe in the Crisis on Infinite Earths?
In this universe.
You believe in the Crisis on Infinite Earths theory?
Yes, I do. I was actually not even.
Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I assume not.
No.
Is that the one where one of the Baldwin brothers voices Batman?
Yes.
Is that the one? Is that the one where Will says the N-word?
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool. Dude, think about it. There's another Earth where Will didn't say the N-word.
Yeah, there's another universe. Think about it. There's a universe out there where none of us have ever met. That's nuts.
That's cool.
That's sad.
That is really sad, yeah.
That is sad. We should go to that universe and make sure we meet.
Change the past.
But if we do that, we would destroy this universe, wouldn't we?
No, it's fine.
That's okay. There are no rules for this. This is all hypothetical.
Oh my god, Nathan, are you
There's
okay?
also there's also a universe out there where Nathan's microphone doesn't sound like he's screaming into it.
Dude, is there a universe where Nathan's vaccinated?
Oh my god.
No.
Stop yelling.
No.
Is there a universe where I'm the only person vaccinated in this fandom and everybody else is in it? They all make fun of me.
Everybody else dies of measles.
I'm the only survivor of the Thomas community.
Nathan, inside voice. Sorry.
What?
Nathan, use your inside voice.
You're yelling.
Okay. Sorry.
Use your inside voice, or else I'm turning off the Wi-Fi.
Alright,
Mom.
Mom, sorry.
Nathan be like, mom noises.
Yeah, I'm your mom, Ronnie, and I'm gonna leak your last name.
I don't care. I literally said it on the stream.
I'm joking. You know what I'm referencing to. Jeez.
Yes, I do know what you're referencing to. It's funny.
It's a tear of the train. Jeez, can you get that?
Ron Dog be
Reference
like
to the
poop
trade.
noises.
Alright, hold on.
So here's a question. Did anybody here see Bumblebee? Because I need to see it too.
Nope.
I
Did
mean,
you hear see what?
it actually looks really good.
I got
Bumblebee.
sick the week I was gonna see it, so I took that as a sign from God saying, "Don't see this movie."
I had a big fat headache. I was going with my friend Noah, and I got a headache, and I still want to see it. So we're gonna see it eventually, like on DVD. I actually watched the Cybertron scenes. I spoiled it for myself, and I was like, "Whoa, this looks really good." But I also like the source material, so maybe.
Whoa! It was like my last circumcision. Snip, snip.
You
Transformers.
had multiple.
That's something that I don't have.
Transformers cutting Nathan's skin. Optisnip Prime. Snip, snip. Dude, Nathan, you're uncircumcised.
Yeah, I am. And fuck, I just ruined this tender. Thanks a lot, Ronnie.
Dude, now the tender's
You're
not
like my boss
circumcised.
anymore.
Dude, now the tender's not circumcised. Oh no, what are we gonna do?
So why is Rebecca pea colored?
I don't know. Why is she?
Because I peed on her.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, who would you rather? Like, if you had to pick to be in the show forever, Molly or Rebecca? Honestly, I'm picking Rebecca.
Rebecca.
I
But
picked
if I had
me.
to choose between Billy and Nia, Billy.
I
Like,
pick.
Honestly,
I
I'd pick Nia. Billy's annoying.
I pick myself.
I do not like Billy. Like, I guess I like him because his character was fine, but I just don't see why we need him back. We have him.
It's funny because Thomas sucks now.
It's not even that bad. I don't care. Like, honestly, there were some gems in 22. I thought Seeing and Blazing was good. I thought, here's something I like to talk about because I like it a lot. The episode where Thomas is like the Bollywood episode. I love that one to death. That's a great episode.
I didn't think that one was that great.
Oh, I loved it. I love when like shows have like shows or movies being made in the movie or something like that. I don't know why. I just love seeing that. It's kind of fun. I thought it was.
Well, I do too, but it was kind of underwhelming for me at least.
I thought it was cool.
Well, your opinion doesn't matter because you're a straight white male.
Yeah, I'm a straight white male who likes big world.
No, his opinion doesn't matter because he was kicked from Trackside Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're removed from the collab, basically you're a subhuman.
Oh, you're a bad friend.
What if you dropped out from the collab?
No, you're okay. Then you're fine.
All right, cool. Then I'm fine then.
Hey, dog, stop barking. I don't like that. Hey. Oh, hey! Somebody tell my dog to stop having autism.
Ron Dog's dog, stop barking.
Good. No! Alright, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of her. I'll be right back. Hey!
BRB, just beating him with a flip flop. Gotta go and get my beating charger. My beating phone charger.
BWF beaten with flip flop.
Oh gosh.
That's my mom's job. Shut up.
Nah.
How many people are watching? Only 4.
Tell him I said hi.
Nathan says hi.
That's why no one's commenting in the chat, because the stream died. But it's okay. We're almost at 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're almost at Infinity War's runtime, which automatically means we're better.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna leave Rebecca to dry here for another while. See how that turns out. Alright, I'll be right back again.
What if she like didn't dry? What if she just like got more wet?
That's what she said.
Think about it.
Not.
Think about it though. There's a universe where things don't dry. There's also a universe.
There's a universe where Hillary Clinton's president.
I was
That's
just gonna say that.
scary.
I wouldn't want to live in that universe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a good thing we don't live in that universe.
If I did live in that universe, there might be an assassination attempt.
If you live in that universe, you have to kill yourself.
My dog was barking at
You
night.
have to remove yourself from Trackside Tunes.
Yeah.
My dog- so I saw my dog. She was growling and barking at like my downstairs, just stairs. And I was like, "What are you barking at?" I don't know, like, nothing's down there.
She
Like, it's
saw
always
another
happening.
version of herself from another universe.
Oh my god, that's so epic! I had a dream that happened. I had a dream that I was in a universe where no one knew who I. So like I had no friends, and I kept trying to talk to
Sad.
people. And I wanted Toad's dream. I said, "Hey Toad." He's like, "Who the hell's Ron Dog?" And I was like, "Oh no."
You were like, but my name is Ron Dog.
I literally woke up in cold sweats. I was like, "Oh my god."
You were like, but Ron Dog, my name is Ron Dog. And Toad's like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah, no,
about
having
it.
fun with
Think
Ron.
about it
I'm like,
though.
"Oh,
There's also a universe out there where Ronnie is allowed in Matt's house.
This is true."
Yeah, there's also another universe where Ronnie never said the N word and he was allowed in Matt's house.
Not
Who
this
knows,
one.
Maybe Matt,
Not
maybe
this
Matt came up
universe.
with another excuse. I don't know.
Not
Not you know, guys.
Not
there's
the
a
universe that we
where I
currently live in.
There's a universe where I could be a pussy on a school bus. Think about it.
Yeah, my favorite tweet of Ronnie is when he posted that one screenshot of like the kid in the Sonic costume. He's like, me looking for houses where I'm not.
Wait, can you find that one?
Yeah, sure. Because me and Henry were like looking for random tweets, and I brought that one up. Hold on.
I can't. I don't remember tweeting that, but I want to see it. But it was funny.
I found it.
Should
There we go.
I'm stupid. That is something I would. Wait, 'cause I'm gonna retweet that.
That's beautiful.
More houses I can't go into.
I
Yeah, if you sign up for Halloween again, you should do that pose.
I should be Sonic.
Yeah, with the same caption. I'm gonna I can retweet it again. Hold on.
Oh, I posted it in November, so this must have been pretty recent. It's only got 5 likes.
well, I
Dude.
just liked it. I just liked it.
Dude, for Halloween this year,
I can retweet it.
dude, for Halloween last year, I did like Photoshop mock-ups of me as the Punisher. They actually look pretty decent.
I don't celebrate Halloween. No.
Dude,
Here, let me find them. They're
Alien.
somewhere on my phone.
No, you celebrate Halloween?
I don't celebrate it. I didn't go out and like do anything. I just did this for fun.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
It was a perfect excuse to put these on my Twitter. Or no, not my Twitter, my
Honestly,
Instagram.
We should all dress up for Halloween and go trick or treating together.
I can't do that. Sorry. I'm
Why
sorry. Because I don't. It's against my religion. I guess.
Are you
That's what
afraid
my mom
that
told me.
you're gonna get sick and you're gonna die because you're unvaccinated?
Yeah. Time to die.
Here's a few of them.
Yes.
Time to take a sneeze. Nathan's dead. Dude, me looking for houses again. Gosh, I'm such a legend.
I think my cousin's more anti-vax than my mom is. Like, she actually legit goes out in the streets and yells out that vaccines cause autism.
Cousin's retarded.
Well, she also doesn't want to talk to her mom because she's taking antibiotics. So, and yes, that's a fact.
Wait, why is Henry green? Can you start being red again? That was cool when he did that.
Dude, I can't wait for the new Punisher movie.
Don't those look pretty good though? Like,
Yeah, they actually look really good.
Wait, let me check in the chat. Oh, this is the picture of me again. Oh yeah, those are good. I like your Nerf gun.
Redacted name: John Travolta, the Punisher.
redacted name.
Baby Dude, can somebody Photoshop my face On a goddamn.
I think my
Because if not,
favorite
like,
one
it
that I
was gonna
did,
kill me.
my favorite one is the third one where it's me and it's me looking down and there's just the Punisher logo behind me. That one I think I did a really good job on.
The fat controller is so
I'll be right back.
I also like the one where it has the quote above me.
so hungry.
Not vengeance, punishment. Also, guys, I'm in a movie with John Travolta. Isn't that great?
Dude,
No.
you should rename yourself to the Anal Punisher.
That's not gonna happen.
Dude, I have bad news.
What?
I'm gonna die.
We're all gonna die one day.
What if I just died right now? Wouldn't that be epic?
Epic.
I mean, think about it. Like, what if I was just chilling out with the boys and then all of a sudden I just died? It'd be such a nay-nay. Also, poop in the butt cheeks. You know, I love you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I love you too.
Like in a brother way. Like you're my brother, dude. Everyone in the noob group is like, it's like on the dead looks. That's some real. That's some.
It's
real
okay.
talk right there.
The noob group probably wants to annex me.
Everyone on Lego Lovers stream, I love you guys too.
There's only like 3 people watching.
All 3 people of you watching, good job. I'm proud of you.
You've made it this far.
If you've made it this far, be sure to smash that like button. Smash my butt cheeks. Oh, here's a good topic. It's film related. You ever seen Back at the Barnyard?
That's a TV series, and yes.
Well, I mean, it was based on a movie.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
called
but the
Barnyard.
movie is just called Barnyard, not Back at the Barnyard.
Well, the same thing. Have you
Not
seen the Barnyard?
really, because in the movie Kevin James voices Otis, but in the TV show it's not Kevin James.
Yeah, I remember watching I never really saw the movie, but I saw a shit ton of the actual television. So.
The TV show was funny, at least in my opinion. The film was okay.
I thought it was. I remember it being funny.
I just find it really weird that like the main father cow sings a song about not wanting to back down, and then he dies.
Yeah, that's why he's not in the television show because he died.
But he's never referenced. He's like never mentioned once, and apparently he's Otis's dad. Because he calls him dad. I'm like, what is going on here? What is the lineage? And then one of the girl cows from the TV series named Abby, she's not in the movie. It's a totally different character.
You're telling me you wouldn't have fucked the girl cows?
I'm telling you, I wouldn't have. Because they're cows.
Dog Dude says Misty Island Rescue overhated. I big disagree. Misty Island Rescue is a big pile of shit. Actually, I remember being really excited to watch it, but looking back, it's terrible. Terrible. And so is Day of Diesel. Day of Diesel is almost worse just because it's boring. Like, nothing of substance really happens. Like, you could argue that the Diesel Works happens, but, like...
Wait, were you talking about?
How Day of Diesel sucks.
Oh, it does suck, because they didn't use it to its full potential. They had so many chances, but
Day of Diesels.
There
Harry,
was a
Bert,
lot of stuff
Paxton, Diesel, and Dan.
Even with the writing style they had at the time, they still could have had some major stakes. But like I was watching it, like a year or so ago, I was rewatching it again. And I was sitting there, I'm thinking, this is garbage. Like I don't care.
Day of the Diesels, more like wasted potential.
It didn't feel personal because it felt really out of character, like the way Thomas was acting.
Yeah, neither does Tale of the Brave.
To it. Tale of the Brave is also one that has not.
I don't think Thomas is the one out of character. I think in the end Percy was out of character because Thomas was like, "I'm not sure if ghosts are real," and then Percy's is like, "Well, I'm not going to talk to you, Thomas, because of this." I think that was really petty.
It's okay because Tale of the Brave is a bad movie.
I'm talking about Dan Diesel's Thomas and Percy being out of character, but Tale of the Brave, and I feel like the first two Brenner specials aren't special.
I like Tale of the Brave. It's just that there's.
I don't.
Tale of the Brave is alright.
Alright, you culprit swine.
Tale of the Brave is better than King of the Railway, but King of the Railway is like.
That's
King of
wrong.
the Railway just. I would argue that Blue Mountain Mystery is better than King of the Railway.
I would
I think
argue
it
for
is,
that too,
yeah.
but King of the Railway is better than Tale of the Brave.
I feel like King of the Railway is hot, poopy cheeks. Like I
That's
know
what
it was
Tale of the
part
Brave is. Good job.
It was part of the Brenner era, but like it's horseshit. I'm sorry, fellas.
I'm sorry, fellas.
King of the Railway was the only special that I did not watch because I was not into Thomas at that time. So
I watched it because I was just getting back into it, and I was like, wow, they mentioned the special Cole. Apparently, this movie is good. But I went back and watched it again. I've been trying to do that and get like formulate my opinions on him. And King of the Railway is so disjointed, and also season 17 arc. Thank God we're out of that era. Jeez.
Dude, when I went back to watch Tale of the Brave for home media reviews, I said I never want to watch this again, and I never did.
But I posted a screenshot of like season 17 Knapford Station, and it's wow. It was bad. Knapford Station used to look terrible.
It was pretty
Like, the one
stinky.
we have now is really good.
It was pretty stinky, not gonna lie.
Pretty stinky, not gonna lie.
Pretty stinky, not gonna lie. That's the new copy pasta. Pretty stinky, not gonna lie.
When the trailer for Pretty Stinky came out, not gonna lie, we were appalled.
okay, but I actually like JBS, like at regular JBS. Like it's not.
I
not
don't.
bad.
I think it's good.
I did a full 180 on JBS. I hate it.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Like it's not like
It's
what's the worst special in your opinion?
the worst one. Misty Island
Yeah.
Rescue.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
But that one's out on 4K now.
I think these was sold the worst.
Because of my Photoshop. That 4K Photoshop I made of Misty Island Rescue looks legit. Like, I'm really
Oh,
proud
yeah.
of that.
Okay, the picture I'm thinking of is from King of the Railway. I'm gonna put it. It looks like it looks like an amateur trains map. And
I'm gonna put it on my butt.
Is there a press to hero the train?
I'm gonna put it on my butt.
That looks horrible. And it was also season 17 was weird, or at least King of the Railway was weird because there was a lot of grass in front of Knapford Station for no reason.
Just like growing inside of the station.
Is that the back of Knapford?
There's grass everywhere.
No, that's the front. What? Like the back of it, I can understand having grass. But like for some reason in 16 and 17, there was just a whole bunch of grass in front of
You
the
know, I
station.
didn't know that the middle two lines of Knapford stopped
Oh, I did.
until I was like 13. I didn't know that.
So I didn't know, like, I knew that because in, like, the Hit era, they did an episode about there being, like, a toy shop there.
Yeah,
But
I never
thought
saw that
I
until...
thought that they built that during, like, season 8 or 9 or whatever that episode
I
came
didn't-
out.
Before that
I
episode,
I didn't see that story until years
I
later,
didn't
and
know
even
that,
at that, it just basically
didn't-
confirmed that the line was a stop through. I was like, oh, there's only 4 lines that go all the way through. I'm dumb.
And I didn't know that was, like, that there was that, like, book stall there, like, all the way up into... I didn't know that went all the way back to season 1. I thought that was, like, something that...
Yeah,
Hit
you're
was
right.
like a
saying.
Magic Railroad or like. Well, I bet you could probably see it pretty easily in Thomas Meets the Queen. I think, right? Because I think there was a shot back there.
Well, you can't see any minorities in Thomas Meets the Queen, so therefore it's
You
racist.
can't. You know, honestly,
Like, actually, I
real
think, like,
talk. Think
the
about it.
mayor
Are there
of
any
Sodom, I think he was,
any
like-
colored people in the classics? Like in like not like the classic series. Like we're talking like seasons 1 through 5.
No, and that's the way it should be.
Okay, like a lover. You have 3 viewers. Not even good old. Don't go red pill on us.
Somebody's gonna take that out of context.
Oh, who's making their dick size bigger?
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it.
Somebody's
Hold on a
gonna
minute,
see
guys,
this
check the
stream and
chat.
is gonna
I'm
be like,
post the
hey,
pictures of
he
King
said
of
a
the Railway
racist
guys.
thing. He's a racist.
Station.
Let alone it was a joke.
Hey, remember when the Reverend Audrey said that Chicago's full of, and I don't want to say this. Hashtag That's Joe Parker. If you're listening to this, he stole my joke.
Yeah, Parker's racist. Look at in the chat. Look at Napford Station and says, not.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Dude, that looks like
Like
big.
in the background looks so bad. Like
Look at
the
no,
left
look at the
side.
track. Look at the very far left track. There's just grass all over it.
Dude,
Yeah, just
that
whole
looks
left
like
side
that looks like big poop.
nothing.
That looks like big poop.
That looks terrible. Look how far we've come. Look at the one I just put in.
That looks like not big poop.
That looks really good. I like the reflectiveness on the canopy. I actually kind of like how the engines have gotten more reflective. It kind of reminds me of like the model series. So I appreciate that. Good job, James. I love you.
I appreciate it. Good job, guys.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
That's so lit, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Let's go.
dude.
Let's go.
It's okay, because blue lives matter. Guys, we're up to 7 people. We've actually gained people watching. I'm so sorry they had to come in and watch this.
Watch what?
Oh no, Ryan's back.
You're back.
The N-word, aka Nathan. Oh, whoops! Now I owe Ronnie $5. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's $10. You said $5. It's $10. Damn.
Napford Station exploded.
What if Sonic ran up to Knapford Station, he said the N-word, then it exploded?
What if Sonic? I would absolutely love it if Jam filled platform like one of the big shots. And he said, "All right, this is happening," and then he exploded. He combusted into flames.
Killing several civilians.
If Sonic were to be hit by an oncoming train, would he just die, or would it go bing, and all his rings would fly everywhere? I hope it'd be the latter. That'd be funny.
It's like it does in the 8-bit games. He just goes bing, bing, falls over.
If you were to shoot Sonic in the head, would he die, or would all his rings go?
I don't know. Let's test
I
this.
had Sonic logic.
Let's
wish
test
somebody
this.
kicked me in the nuts
Let's
and my
find
rings would
Sonic
fly.
and let's shoot him in the head.
That's a good idea.
Sonic, woohoo, come here. I've got a ring for you.
He's like, all right, I want a ring.
Boom. Oh, there goes rings.
Oh, there goes Sonic's head. Goodbye.
Oh, look, all the rings are coming out of the top of his head.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Dude, honestly, Thomas has not made me as excited as Sonic has recently. In like the past 2 or 3 years. Because Sonic Mania blew my freaking wiener off. And I was like, what? Like, I was hyped for Mania.
You heard it here first, folks. Ronnie's a trans testicle.
Almost in here that your penis was gone.
Lego Lover I was back in the old group with Lego Lover. Do you remember how hyped I was for Mania?
Yeah, you wouldn't stop talking about it.
I was so excited, dude.
I remember the day that we were on Skype together and you were trying to make your Sonic 1 copy work and you couldn't do it.
Yeah, okay, that's the story.
You were like, Sonic 2 works! And Sonic, what does it? What does that mean?
Yeah, so I bought a Sonic 1 copy at it was at a car museum. They had a vintage shop and they had Sonic 1 there. I'm like, I'll just buy Sonic 1. So I bought it and I went home and I put it in and I kept trying it and it didn't work. I think later on I called Lego Lover because I had took my Genesis to a shop to see if that was the problem, and it wasn't. So Sonic 1 was my issue. And I couldn't get it to work. There's a video on his channel, right? Of me trying to get it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'm pretty sure I know what the issue is. I think the internal battery was dead.
Oh, maybe. But Sonic 1 doesn't save, though. So I don't know what it was. I think the game's just fried. So then, last year when me and Toad met up at my house for my birthday, my mom came in and just gave me Sonic 1. I was like, yay, Sonic.
And it works?
Yeah, and it works. So now, my broken Sonic 1 is the one that I get signed when I go to meetups.
Oh, I'm gonna sign that with a penis at Midwest.
Sign the broken Sonic copy.
No, Sonic, look out!
No,
When,
Sonic
Ron-
will get the Ryan's penis.
when Ronnie
Don't
comes
worry,
down here,
Don't worry, it'll be 1-to-1 scale on the signature.
whenever Ronnie comes down here and he comes to the UPS plant to come and see me at work, and I'm like, "What are you doing, Ronnie?" He's like, "I'm here. Sign my Sonic 1." I'm like, "I'm working. How'd you get in here?"
Dude, I'm like, sign my Sonic 1.
He's like, "I
I have a
hopped."
gun. I have a gun to your boss's head.
What
Okay.
happens when Lego
Okay.
looks
I
at
don't
Sonic
like my
and says,
boss. Get rid of him.
Dude, I shoot your boss in the head.
I don't like my boss. Get rid of him. That's no offense to my part-time supervisor. I hate my full-time supervisor.
Play the Sonic Run sound effect.
Dude, I want to go. Alright, here's what I used to think. Like, I still think like this sometimes. I think that when you go back in time and watch your life over again, you can find the best clips of it and edit it. Because I like movies or whatever. So I had a dream one time that I went back in time and I found when I broke my arm when I was little and I added the Sonic ring sound effect. So I fall down a slide and I started screaming in here. Yeah.
When you can
It was
add that to
fun.
your own injuries, you know you've gone down the well.
Dude.
Jimmy
Sonic
fell down the
Ryan.
well, Vance.
Wait, Ryan, have you ever played Sonic the Hedgehog?
I have not.
How about you?
Wow.
I played it
Which
once.
one? I have.
I played once, and that was when like my McDonald's, still had like its like game system like in the restaurant.
Was it Adventure 2 on the GameCube or something?
I don't remember. It was that long. I don't remember.
I haven't played Sonic Adventure, but I played Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles. I played Sonic CD.
I'm just more of a I'm more of a Nintendo guy than I am Sega.
I played Sonic Blast. That's really it. I've only played the classics.
Yeah. Dude, I like Sonic the Man.
I mean, I also played that Sonic racing game on the DS. I forgot which one that was called.
Like the All-Star Racing? Sonic
Yeah.
Racing games are fire.
So I have
No, shut up! It's racist. He's trying to talk. Let him talk.
I have a Sega Genesis and I have Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 on the Genesis. And then on the DS, I have a game that has all the Sega Sonic games on it. So
Yeah, like the classic collection on there. I have
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
That's how I used to play Sonic 3 when I was like on the go, but now I just Sonic 3.
When I was on the go.
Yeah, now I actually over the summer I when I got my copy of Sonic 3, I just beat it all in like a couple days. I was like, you.
I don't really care.
Nathan, I'm gonna pee on you. I'm gonna pee on you, right, Nathan?
Who peed on me? What?
I'm gonna pee on you, Nathan, for doing that. That's so rude.
I'm gonna
Wait, what
pee
did I
on
do?
you.
Wait, was
He
that
said,
you or Ryan?
he said I don't care or something like
I'm
that.
gonna pee on you.
I'm gonna pee
No,
on you.
I just asked if I like which tortillas I like more, and I just I don't care.
I thought you were saying that you don't care to be
Are you
talking
done
about.
eating yet?
I thought you were still eating.
Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah,
saying.
I was still eating a while ago.
Guys, there's like 17 like fully consumed Pepsi cans on my table right now.
Well, sucks that I don't drink soda.
I got a question to ask you guys. Have you ever like white knighted a girl? If you know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, probably, but
You know, I don't know what you mean. Please explain.
The white knight. You know what a white knight is, right?
The best kind of night, yeah, because it's white.
Like the
It's like
it's basically like the meaning of a white knight. Like kind of like savior of them all, basically. Or like, but yeah, have you guys ever done that to her? Like you literally just saved her like from the worst situation possible.
Yep.
There was this one. There's this one time when a dam exploded and I saved a girl from it. It was cool. I just threw her down and I'm pretty sure she drowned, but hey, I saved her from the explosion.
No, you're like, hey, are you single? She was like, no, and you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, okay, goodbye. That would be me as Superman. I just fly down. I'm like, hey, you
ever
single?
I'm in a
She's like,
situation
no.
like this,
All right, bye.
where I save a girl. She's like, thank you for saving me, and I'm like carrying her to the safety, and I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend. She's like, yeah. I just drop her.
you drop her and then the Sonic.
I gotta
The ring noise comes out. She loses all her rings.
I want to know Nathan's white knight story.
No.
Nathan, I think I know Nathan's
He
life
can't
story.
tell that on stream.
Context, please.
He
I
can't.
got a question, Nathan. Does that revolve around her? I'm not gonna say her name out loud, but
Yep.
He can't
Yeah,
tell that on
tell me
stream.
how-
It revolves around Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, I
Alright,
voted Hillary
alright,
Clinton,
tell me
but
the
I don't
story.
like her
Tell me.
anymore.
Okay, now here's the thing. Do you mean the one who ditched you on a date, or the other her?
The one who ran for president and didn't
Brian,
get
you're
elected.
stupid.
That's actually a good point. Did I ever actually white knight the other one? No, I don't think so. No, the one who did white knight
Was it her?
Yes,
or the one who
yes,
ditched you?
yes. It was
Okay,
the other one.
okay, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this afterwards.
Yeah.
Speaking of afterwards,
What did you talk about?
speaking of afterwards, this stream has really gone on for too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching the March stream. I should be back to
Chicken
uploading
Badgers is better than the